But so when we last played, you guys had managed to get into the dungeon, limbs intact, and found yourself in a large ruined structure of some sort. There are doors to the left and the right, as well as some open archways directly ahead of you and also to the left and right side of the passageway that you're in. There is a very dim green light that seems to emanate from pretty much everything, from the walls and the floor and the ceiling. But there doesn't appear to be any kind of moss or anything like that. It's just the stone itself seems to give off a slight luminescence. But it's really not enough to really see all that well. It's very dim light. But it's just enough light for those of you that don't have dark vision to basically be able to see about 10 feet ahead of you without too much trouble. And up to 20 feet, but beyond that, it's pretty much darkness. Of course, those of you that do have the ability to see in low light, specifically the elf and the tiefling, you guys can see fairly well. It is enough light that you're actually being capable of actually kind of making out everything that's going on.
How far into this room can us with dark vision see?
Up to probably roughly to that first set of pillars, like right up into that general area. Beyond that, it's just kind of shadowy, inky darkness that you can't really make out too much. There does seem to be some sort of like really low-lying mist that seems to kind of hug the floor, maybe just 2 or 3 inches. You can see the floor through it and everything just fine, but it's just kind of like these slight waves and tendrils of this mist that just kind of moves along whatever light wind is blowing through the chamber. You can hear distant drips of water, which is something you would kind of expect considering how deep below the surface of the ocean you really are.
Yeah. Try not to think about it.
There's like little bits of puddles here and there that you can make out. And everything seems to slightly glisten from the moisture and dampness of the room. You don't hear much of any kind of living thing, though. It's mostly quiet, just the echoes of the drips and the slight groaning of wind as it kind of moves through the passageways.
Okay.
What would you like to do first?
Well, I think we should just slowly start going through here and check these doors closest to us.
I'm gonna pull out and activate my drift globe.
Okay. So the two of you pull out your globes and cast this brilliant, shimmering light that just kind of expands out away around you. But somehow it also kind of creates slightly darker shadows out beyond the reach of the light, almost as though the darkness is trying to push back against it.
Can I get the index cards from this?
And I'm going to make sure I have mage armor cast as well.
Okay, so you cast mage armor, you guys got your drift gloves going. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna stick close to them.
Alright, so you kind of stick close to the rest of the group. There's a slight rattling, almost chime-like from behind you. And you kind of look back and you see your little fawn, Fifi, is kind of shaking slightly.
How are we gonna get out of here? Because the trap reset last time.
There's ways.
Yeah, there are 2 holes on either. There's a hole on either side of the door in here, much like the holes that you saw out there.
Yeah, it closed on us last time we were in here and we were able to leave. So.
Well, technically, you guys left before it actually closed last time.
Okay.
And technically, I was bleeding out by the fire when you guys came in here last. All right, so.
But there's a door to the left and right of you.
I'm going to listen at this door and see if I can hear anything inside. Just to...
So you move up to the door on the left-hand side of the passageway. You see a kind of a bronzish colored door, and you kind of look at it, and it has a metallic sheen and everything to it, much like the door that you had just come into. There's a little bit of verdigris.
No.
No.
That's whale parts.
Yeah.
Filigree? No, not filigree parts.
It's the green stuff.
Yes.
From iron.
Yeah, there's kind of
Or
the...
not iron, but copper.
From bronze and
Yeah.
brass.
I forget what the term for that.
Anyway, there's a slight like greenish tint across parts of it where it's kind of started to discolor from the moisture and everything. Where did you get?
It's called patina.
Patina. Good job. There in the very center of it is a face, but it's not like the strange tentacled face, almost like a squid-like head that you saw outside. This face is almost reminiscent of a green man.
Okay.
It seems to be made up of mostly like vegetation and stuff like that, with long, almost vine-like hair with like little leaves that kind of grow off of it, and kind of a similar style and beard. While the face itself is broad leaves and everything to kind of make up the bone structure and the cheeks and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
You listen at the door, and what did you get?
18.
For your, okay, so 18 perception, you kind of move up and you listen, and you hear a slight hum. And you realize that it's not necessarily coming from inside the room, but from the door itself. Seems to slightly vibrate. You haven't touched it,
No.
but you just like a tuning fork, you can kind of feel the vibration coming from it.
So if I detect magic, does the door...
The door does glow, but so does pretty much the entire structure.
Okay. Awesome. I'm going to investigate the door.
Everything gives off a slight conjuration
Okay.
glow, but the door itself also gives off a slight illusion magic as well.
Okay. I want to investigate it and see if I can...
I'm gonna back up while he investigates.
I'm probably going to investigate without touching for now, so as best as I can.
Okay, so that set the DC a little bit higher because you're
Yeah.
Not
Basic.
poking it.
Right.
you're taking away one of your senses.
Yeah. So I have a 20 total.
Okay. Looking over the door and you're kind of checking it out. You don't touch it, but you kind of move your hand close to it, and you can kind of get an idea of how far away you can feel the vibration from it and everything. And you get the sense that the door is not exactly as it appears.
Okay. I don't have any way of dispelling anything. Does it, as from what I can tell, I mean, obviously there's illusion there, so I probably can't see a whole lot, but does there appear to be any traps that I've noticed?
You don't detect any kind of traps. And the illusionary aspects of it seems to be mostly just visual.
I'm gonna reach down to my boot and pull like, I don't know, like a pebble or a rock, something out of the tread of my boot. Be like,
Okay.
we can throw this at the door.
Well, if you guys don't mind, I was thinking of us backing up and me mage handing it, kind of fiddling, see if
Yeah,
that.
that's way cool.
Pretty good idea.
I put the pebble in my pouch.
Beefy. Okay, I'm gonna step back from the door. I'm gonna cast mage hand. I'm gonna try and open it with it just to see what happens.
Okay, so you cast Mage Hand, just a cantrip.
Yep.
You go over and there is a ring that you can either pull or try to push or twist or whatever you want to do with it. And you kind of use the mage hand, it lifts up the ring, and you hear a voice. And then the face begins to move, and basically as though the door itself is talking to you.
Okay.
And it begins to speak in a strange language. At first it seems muddled and out of sync. Like it's like an old recording that hasn't played in a really long time. But after a little bit, it begins to kind of catch to itself, and you hear a familiar language to at least one of you. It is Sylvan.
Okay.
Anybody here? Who all here speaks Sylvan?
Well,
I
Elvish
do
and Fae, I don't actually speak Sylvan.
Well,
Oh,
the Fae is.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah.
So, the rest of you?
Dagmar barely speaks this world's common, so.
So,
She's
in this
using
kind of
French.
strange, almost musical
She's probably charades.
voice, it says, "Thou shalt not enter without knowing the password."
Okay.
Is that the password? Is the door talking to you?
I don't know if it's to me specifically, but it's...
Yeah, you guys
Talking.
don't understand what it says.
He's a wizard.
Alright, oh, it needs a password, and I don't think we know that yet.
How about your walls ate my arm open?
Open sesame.
That's a good one.
Open sesame. I speak friend in Sylvan, does that do it?
So you call it your friend, and the door looks at you. "Sorry, sir, but I do not know thee. However, if you ask politely, perhaps I can give you some hints."
Oh, attitude.
Yeah. Right,
What does it say?
it's saying if we're polite to it, it can give us hints. So I'm gonna
bow at the door.
I don't know if it can see you, but okay. So, would you kindly give us a hint for the password? I'm speaking in Fae, of course.
"Well, that was very kind, very polite. I shall give you one hint. A master sundered into 5 parts. A rainbow of color. Once assembled, he shall live again."
Master Syrinscape 5 parts. Does that ring any bells?
Yes.
Okay. I forget. Do I actually know? I do know, right? The name of like the rings specifically, or like.
Whether have you written it down or not, I have no
Yeah,
idea.
that's.
But
I thought I did.
Is there a face on the other door?
you turn and look at that door, and there is indeed a face.
I'm gonna go over and see if that
But
one's
it's a
calm.
different face. This face is demonic in its overall, visual form. It's got these long, curled, like rams-like horns with a kind of an elongated face with a thick, snake-like beard that kind of comes down from its chin. And these its mouth is like in a snarl with these terrible fangs and sharp, pointy teeth, and it has large spines that basically kind of run down the top of its head. And as you turn and look at it, it snarls at you.
Do you speak common?
And it just kind of snarls at you and says something. I believe you are the only one here that's, well, no, you probably speak Infernal as well.
I do, yeah.
It says, "Be gone, wench." This is not your place. What is beyond my portal is not for you.
What did it say?
Well, I don't want to seem racist, but do you know what it said? I mean, you've kind of got the whole
It
motif.
said that it said we can't enter. It doesn't want us to.
Alright, so that door's an asshole. How's your door?
As you say that, I speak Malastran the Sundered.
That the face completely vanishes, and the door, you hear a loud click, and the door swings inward,
Aw.
just slightly.
I like that door.
It broke its face.
So I step up to the threshold and I peer in, because I don't cross yet.
Alright, so you kind of peer in from what little you can see, because it only opens maybe 3 or 4 inches.
I send some dancing lights in.
Alright, send some dancing lights in, and you see the walls are in a strange forest motif, like almost like a 3-dimensional etched into the stone. You see trees, flowers, and grass, small woodland animals such as squirrels and rabbits. On one wall, you see a large stag that stands full size. It's all life size for the most part. And it looks like a woodland scene. But in the very center of the room is a pedestal that looks kind of like a dead tree trunk that kind of comes up and it's kind of sundered at the top, like it's been struck by lightning or whatever. And in the very, very center of it is a small silver box that is just covered in a rainbow of gems.
Alright.
Trap.
I am not a rogue. That looks like a trap. One of
I
those so I
want
can
to-
kind of see in the doorway, because I am a
I wanna-
curious kitten.
Before I cross the threshold, I'm going to check one last time now that the door is open and see if it's trapped. 15 on investigation.
Looking at it, you don't really see any traps.
I'm assuming that because I got the password correct that any traps would be disarmed, but I'm not 100%. I step into the room.
Alright, so you step into the room, and as you do, everything kind of slightly changes for you. Now, instead of it just being etched stone, the animals move. There's a slight breeze that causes the trees to sway just slightly. You can hear the sound of a running brook somewhere deeper into the forest. The scent to the air is like that of an elven wood.
Okay. I go up to the pillar,
The pedestal.
the pedestal.
Okay.
Looking at the box, does it most likely looks like it's one that was supposed to hold one of the rings from the outside that
Yeah, it's
I
not very
I
big.
could
It's
guesstimate
maybe
that's probably
about 5 by 5 by about 3 inches. And it is slightly open. The latch is opened on it.
I'm gonna investigate it and see if I can see any traps. That is a 16 on investigation.
From what you can see, there is not currently a trap on it. But at one time, it was definitely trapped.
Okay. I'm gonna make sure, probably 5 feet away, I'm gonna mage hand the box open.
Alright, so you mage hand the box open, and as it opens up, you see that the box is currently empty.
Yeah. So I'm assuming this is where the Erythian ring is supposed to be.
It's a citrine.
Is the citrine one?
Yeah.
For some
The
reason-
Viridian is in the jungle.
Okay. Alright.
Or at least last year. You knew.
Yeah. Because we failed finding anything out about that from where we ended up in that jungle.
Right. Now, looking at it, as you open it up, you can see the forest changes ever so slightly. Almost as though it's reacting to the box opening. And it goes from being kind of like a daytime woodland scene to that of night. And as it shifts, you look around and you see that there are 3 skeletons in the room. Not moving, just lying on the floor in various places.
Humanoid?
Humanoid skeletons.
I will go and investigate them.
Alright. Meanwhile, what are the other three of you doing?
I'm going to slowly creep in behind Sylan and just peek around.
Okay. You creep in, and to you, the entire room is just stone. You don't see any of the... It does not come to life for you.
Do I see the skeletons?
Yes.
Okay.
And they are long since dead. Like, I mean, you're hundreds of years, just all kind of mushed, yellowed bone. There's tatters of clothing. But there is one satchel that is still mostly intact.
Do I see the pedestal with the...
With the box?
on it?
Yes.
Okay.
It is currently open, as he has opened it up.
I'm gonna step into the doorway and stand in the doorway so that if the door decides to like randomly shut,
Okay.
that I can,
Basically, you want to try to...
Intercept.
yeah.
How about you?
I'm gonna go see if I can investigate the demon door or whatever on the opposite side of the hall.
Okay.
I'd like to grab one of my swords as well.
Alright, so as you approach it, you're kind of looking at it, and it reacts to you. It's like, welcome. Would you like to enter?
Yes.
Very well. And at that point, the door just kind of clicks and slightly swings open.
Silent!
Anyway,
I'm way better at this than you.
11 on an investigation.
yeah, the bones have yellowed. There's a slight mold that's kind of grown on them. All of the clothing is long since just left in like rotted tatters, barely even able to really make out much from them.
Are they?
There is a satchel that is sort of intact.
Okay.
That looks like it might have something inside of it, but from your investigation, you don't really find anything of particular note. Like you can't figure out what type of humanoids they were.
But they are humanoid.
Yeah. You can kind of guess that they were probably either human or elf, just based off of the overall shape and size.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
Alright, well, I will take a look at that satchel.
Alright, so you reach down and you kind of pick up the satchel. It kind of just crumbles in your hand, and as it kind of crumbles, you see another box clatter to the floor. Much like the silver box on the pedestal, only this one has nothing but red gemstones in it. And it kind of gives off a slight bit of heat.
Do I recognize what those gemstones are?
They are what are called fire rubies.
Alright. I will make sure it's closed up and I'll put it in my bag.
Yeah, it's locked and everything.
Okay.
So the door kind of opens for you, and you can feel warmth coming from inside.
Okay, I'm gonna push it open and kind of look in.
All right, you push it open and you look in, and you see not a large room, but a decent sized chamber with a throne that sits on the far side of the room. It's very lush gold and silver, draped with fine furs and gemstones. The seat is this red velvet cushion, and it's got this velvet cushioned back, and it's like deep blood red. Around the base of it are a number of like goblets and treasure chests and coins just kind of scattered about. And you hear this voice that say, "Your throne awaits."
I pull the door shut.
Okay.
I'm not gonna get trapped today, thanks.
Not twice in 1 week.
That's hell. Literally.
So have I heard Dagmar calling
Yes.
to me? Okay. I think I'm done in the room, so I'm gonna head back out.
I'll also head out.
Okay.
Our horned buddy here got their door open way faster than you.
There was nothing in there. Don't worry about it. It's not important. Say that to them.
Step in the seat here.
It's like
Okay, I
yes.
guess just skeletons in there. There's skeletons in here too.
Sylan and Seraphina and you.
Dagmar.
Yes. You guys, all three of you, you're slightly distracted by the door a little bit. You know, you're kind of like looking at the door and you're like, that's definitely a trap.
This is sketchy.
But you're kind of focused on that. The three of you hear some sort of shuffling movement coming from this passage on this side,
I'm gonna point my sword at it.
kind of over in this area.
Yes, sir. Alright. Did you hear that?
I'm gonna draw my other sword with my other hand.
Movement from that passage. Gonna check it out?
I'm gonna sneak to about here.
Alright, give me a stealth check. As you exit, the
Holy
door
shit.
closes and the face reappears on the door.
22.
22. Alright, so you slip up through the doorway and you kind of peer around the corner and you see, not necessarily in this hallway, but just beyond that doorway there, you see a shadow against the wall. Something kind of shuffles. You hear a slight, like someone walking in puddles kind of sound, that slight slosh, splash. And you hear a voice, kind of like a low, hoarse whisper. But you can't quite place the language. But you only hear one voice. And it just seems to be muttering and shuffling about in kind of a circle from what you can tell.
Alright, I'm gonna go back to the group. Alright, so remember how we went through one of the portals and there was like a crazy dragon dude?
Yeah.
Well, there's one person down that hallway, in another room, in the dark, talking to themselves.
Okay.
It's not him though.
How do you know?
I mean, he sounds different, and he didn't really seem fond of water. So,
Well, we're gonna have to find out. We're gonna have to go back past that one way or another.
I don't know what language they were talking though.
Well, they might understand common.
I mean, you want me to say hello?
Oh, we should look down the hall and see. Like, someone's gotta go first.
I'll go first. I'm just saying. I don't speak any languages.
I'm gonna grab out my crossbow and I'm gonna follow you.
Do I notice what they're doing at this point?
Yeah, you're aware that they're talking about things. You
And
just
the rest
didn't
of
hear
the
the
group as a
initial
whole?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna.
sound.
The only
So we're
one
just
left
kids.
completely unaware is Fifi.
Yeah.
Fifi is aware of what
I
she
mean,
needs
Fifi's
to
not
do.
even a member of the party, so, you know.
Okay. I'm gonna go down this hallway. I'm gonna go to this hallway right here. And I'm gonna direct my drift rope to come directly behind me.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say, hello!
Alright.
With my swords, like, they're down at my sides. I'm not in an attack position, but.
They make a cool silhouette for whatever it is.
Yeah.
You hear a voice. Who's there? Who invades this place of the Ancient One?
I'm Dagmar, and who might you be?
Who am I? I don't know. It has been too many years. Who am I? What am I? I no longer know. I just serve him.
Well, I mean, we're friendly. Are you friendly?
Depends. Are you fresh meat?
No, I'm a sailor.
One of the sea. I remember the sea. So long ago, I remember the sea. The waves, the sun.
Good stuff.
Now it's only darkness. deep below. Come. Introduce yourself.
I'm gonna send my drift globe ahead of me.
Alright, you send the drift globe up ahead. And then what?
I wait to see how he reacts to the light.
You just hear a
I don't.
cursed light.
I can't see well in the darkness, buddy.
So you as you hear the cursed light, and in a second you hear a bing, ding, 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 and you see the drift globe smack up against the stone wall and then fall to the ground.
Is it still lit?
Not anymore.
Hey, that's not very friendly.
Was she able to see what the creature looked
No,
like?
because it's around the corner.
Oh, in this other room?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I investigate the hallway? I'm looking for obvious pressure plates and or arm shutters.
Sure.
12.
You don't see anything that would look like a pressure plate or an arm shutter. There are no holes in the walls.
Just checking. So I'm gonna duck into the doorway
Okay.
and be like, hold up one finger at these guys, make my way forward.
You gonna have a spade? How far are you going?
I'm gonna go to the doorway.
Okay,
I'm
so you
gonna
go up
send
to
my
the doorway.
drift globe after Dagmar.
Okay, so it drifts along behind her. Alright, as you kind of get to the doorway, you look and you peer inside and you see this creature kind of huddled over in this corner. Like so. Just kind of over in the corner. It's got this strange, almost bulbous, pudgy body. Scaled flesh with these various fins. Its skin is kind of a deep, dark green and had these large, bulbous red eyes. And it kind of looks in your direction and it squints as the light is behind you. It's like, you are of the soft flesh, unchanged, unmarred. Do you serve the depths? Do you come seeking power from the ancient ones?
I come seeking answers.
Answers. It does not give answers, only questions. Commands.
While he's talking, can I look around the room? Do I see bones?
You see in this particular room, it is actually quite large as far as the rest of the rooms that you have seen so far go. You see it's littered with debris, but it looks more like old seaweed and kelp that is just kind of matted and kind of flung up against the walls. There's a little bit of sand, almost like silt, on the floor itself in various spots. Bits of driftwood lie between you and the creature. And then, of course, near him, you see an archway that goes into a room that has like a, you know how everything in here has a slight greenish glow to it.
Mm-hmm.
Beyond that, you see the shimmering of light, the way it reflects off of water and kind of cascades, and that's like always changing flow of light onto the walls and everything.
Okay.
I followed up behind Dagmar. I'm like,
Okay.
yeah, I'm not leaving.
What are you two doing?
I'm gonna scurry after Sylan.
Alright, so you move up behind
No.
Sylan. How about you?
I'll go with, I guess.
Alright, so you slip up behind Dagmar and you're kind of listening and you can hear this thing talking.
What about you? Do you have answers?
Perhaps to the right questions.
Alright. Why are you here?
Why? Because I serve him. I have served him for countless years, millennia, centuries, days, months. I don't know.
Oh, it's hard to tell the passage of time when you can't see the sun. That's understandable.
Time is irrelevant here.
You keep saying him. Are you talking about the tentacled one?
He just kind of chuckles. Yes, it has tentacles, writhing masses, reaching arms. But there's so much more that is just too difficult for a simple mind to comprehend.
You know,
It watches, you know. It can see us. Perhaps not right now. It slumbers in the depths below us, around us, waiting. Its dreams influencing everything within this realm.
I am going to let the simple mind comment pass and introduce you to the scholar of my group, who may have better questions. This is Sylan. And I will pull Sylan into the room with me.
Okay. Well, neither of you are actually in the room.
Well, I'm in the doorway, so I'll pull him up to the doorway then.
Alright, alright, I guess I'm at the doorway now. And we've never heard the name of the creature that slumbers down here, right?
No.
We just know that there's an
It's like
underwater
It's
beast from it.
unpronounceable. Why would you bother?
I mean, it's most likely unpronounceable.
It's Russian.
French?
It's Welsh.
Even worse.
I know, I used to live in Wales. I'm gonna hold up my hand with the rings on it. It's like, are there any more of these down here?
You seek from the other one. Yes, there's one down here. Held by Fairlith.
Fairly.
Fairlith does not bear the ring, only keeps it hidden away with the other treasures that the elves hid in this prison to be guarded and watched over by an ancient lord, more powerful than they comprehend, imprisoned here by ancient gods, long before the time that the darkness was pushed away by the birth of the sun.
I'm guessing Fairlith is further in.
Oh yes.
So why do you live in just this room? Do you go throughout the rest of this place? Is it very much more?
It's endless,
Oh,
but only if you can go into the places where it dwells.
well,
For you, those that have not embraced his gifts, you're limited to just the places of air and the dry, unpleasant places within this realm. You do not deserve his blessing to see the vast greatness of where he dwells and rules.
well, I mean, we haven't known each other for very long. It doesn't seem like it's fair for you to make that assumption.
I can see it.
I don't even know your name.
Your flesh is soft, unprotected, unblessed, unclean. Begone from my sight!
I told him I was a sailor.
Don't have to be so salty.
I'm gonna hold up my hands. I'll put my swords away. I'm gonna hold up my hands and be like, just gonna get my light, not gonna turn it on. I'm gonna walk over to where my drift globe's at.
Okay, it's over in the corner.
This
I
corner.
make my way to the corner.
This corner.
All right,
I don't
so
touch any of his things.
You go over into that corner, and as you reach down to pick it up, he throws a rock at you.
Ooh. Can I catch it?
You're not a
You
monk.
don't, you're not a monk.
Apparently I don't have hands either.
Reaching up to get your gift.
Does a 16 hit you? Alright, so this rock kind of hits the wall near you. Get out of here! Be gone with you!
I'm gonna pick up my globe and run for the door, just hissing him like a cat. And then I'm gonna close the door.
There's no door there. It's just an open archway.
Just pretend to close it.
Yeah, the piece has a door on it. That's
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Okay. Then.
Right, so we're up to 2 asshole doors, right? And one that might as well be because it had dead bodies in it. Those were bones I saw, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fan-fucking-tastic. Alright.
Well, you know what kind of place we're in.
Yeah. Amazing. I'm gonna shake my drift globe, make sure it's not cracked before I reactivate it.
It functions.
Okay.
Alright. I'm gonna walk up to here, and do I see anything in this moving in this room?
Looking into the large room with there's 4 pillars that basically hold up a ceiling that's about 30 feet above the floor. It's slightly domed. There is a bit of shimmering light, much like a light being reflected off the water that kind of cascades around the top. But the room itself appears to be mostly dry. On the far side of the room, one of the walls of the structure has kind of collapsed away, and you see a rough limestone passageway that kind of goes beyond it.
Okay.
To your immediate left, down that other side passage, you see that there used to be a hallway much like what Dagmar traveled down, but this one is kind of corroded, and you see that it is the stonework has collapsed away and left nothing but kind of a raw, rough tunnel beyond, and it just kind of seems to come to a dead end.
Okay. But I don't see anything moving in here.
You don't see anything moving in there. There are no items that you can see. The floor itself seems relatively bare. Kind of like in the other room, there's a little bit of silt, old seaweed and such in the room, but you don't see any like creatures or furniture or anything of that nature inside the chamber itself.
I'm gonna make my way up to where Sylan is at, and on my way there, I'm gonna keep my tone down. Just like, no, it's actually gotten to the point where I am reassured by things speaking common.
I don't see anything in this room, and I don't know if you want to check that collapsed passageway, but doesn't look like there's much down there either.
I'm gonna send my light down the hallway, down that
Okay,
passageway.
so you send the light down in there, and as you send it through there, you see that there are little niches and shadowed areas that you can't quite see in the hallway. And as the light passes down and reaches the end, you see this kind of a deep greenish black tentacle lash out from one of the holes in the walls and swipe at the globe. It grabs hold of the globe and drags it into this hole.
God damn it! First it's the holes in the wall, and now it's my fucking drift globe.
I'm gonna run out to where Dagmar's yelling with my drift globe and
Okay.
Fifi.
I'll go with them.
Alright,
How far in did it get before the tentacle came?
about 20 feet.
What happened?
Are there any other holes in the walls?
Several.
Alright. There are holes in the wall. One of the holes has a tentacle in it that took my fucking drift globe.
Oh,
I don't think it's worth trying to go get it.
I'm not gonna send my drift globe down there.
I
Not to
do
send
not
myself down
recommend
there.
that. I'm gonna get out my fishing pole,
Okay.
and I am going to wave my fishing pole in the hallway with my sword out.
Okay. So you have your sword in one hand and your fishing pole in the other.
I am holding
So
my
this isn't like WoW. You're going into the dungeon, you're equipped your fishing pole.
Yep. And I'm holding the fishing pole in my baby arm. So I'm gonna wait for a tentacle to come out, and I'm gonna whack at it with my good arm.
Alright, so you're flailing this fishing pole. It's only about 6 feet long. You're like, nothing happens.
What does her baby arm look like at the moment?
It looks like her regular arm. It's just kind of pinker and softer looking than her regular arm. Because it's all like
Calloused
brand
or
new.
something.
Your arm
Yeah.
is really moisturized.
It's really disturbingly soft. God damn it! I'm gonna put my fishing pole away.
You re-equip your sword.
My item level skyrockets. Alright, now what? I'm gonna walk out to about here.
Okay.
Alright, so as you walk out there, you hear something moving in your direction from the other side passage, from the passage across from you.
Okay.
You hear a loud
I'm gonna send some dancing lights up around Dagmar so that way she can actually see.
okay.
You said there's like a low greenish glow, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I
I
guess
appreciate
it's
the lights.
A little further out then, just to so we can see.
Basically to where the pillars are.
better. Yeah.
Alright.
I'm gonna draw both my swords and have them down at my sides. And I'm going to repeat what I did last time. Hello!
The movement stops. And you hear a deep rumbling, like chest rumbled growl. And all of a sudden you see this creature come moving through the hole at the end. Its head kind of scraping past the ceiling itself as it lumbers in with this thick club that's kind of like this driftwood colored wood club as it comes thumping in and kind of looks at you across the room and lets out a rumble and then says something that you recognize as it speaks giant.
Yes!
It's like, something other than fish to eat. Come, brother! And you hear another thump, thump, thump.
Yeah. I'm gonna yell back at him in giant and like, I'm a sailor! I still taste like fish! And then I'm gonna run at him.
And you're gonna roll initiative.
Yeah, cool.
Can I steal? Index card.
Oh, no, that's got stuff on it.
Ugh, fine.
You have a notebook.
Little precious little paper.
I mean, someone else can track initiative if you want.
No, it's like my thing. Okay.
Actually, here.
Oh shit, yeah. Thank you. Okay, so we have Dagmar. How do you spell your character's name, Phoenix?
Just like the word promise.
Okie dokie.
Final dungeon music.
God damn it. Alright. Promise.
6.
Seraphina.
19.
Sylan.
12.
Troll Brother 1.
21. They maxed out on their initiative.
That they did. Well, it's his turn.
They're first.
Alright, so he comes running out. He's going to move forward 40 feet.
30, 35. That's enough.
As he comes running out, and then from,
Here again.
yeah, see that corner?
Okay.
This corner here?
Yeah.
Start counting from there for you.
Right here.
So you see another one come charging out with a similar club. They look pretty much like ogres, but their skin has kind of turned this almost greenish tint to and they have like slits in their throat area where it looks like they have mutated to have gills. So the first one comes running up to Dagmar, lifting the club above his head and swinging down, hitting an armor class of 18.
That's a hit.
He swings downward, smashing, and then he kind of brings the club upwards in a second attack. Yeah, that will also hit. If the last one hit, that will definitely hit. 13 points of bludgeoning damage from the first attack,
Okay.
and 16 points of damage bludgeoning damage from the second attack.
Okay.
As he kind of just smashes into you. Who is next?
Seraphina is next.
Alright, Seraphina.
I'm going to move here, and I'm going to shoot at that guy with my crossbow.
Okay.
Natural one.
Throw one!
So no.
Alright, so you launch a bolt at the large mutated ogre creature, and you shoot way over its head. It kind of arcs over and kind of clatters off the ceiling and then drops down on the other side.
Who's after me?
After you is Sylan.
Okay. I'm going to use my bardic inspiration as my bonus action and inspire Sylan.
Alright.
What size dice does your inspiration give?
1d8.
Okay.
And what do you do?
I'm gonna be like, Sylan, he's our man. If he can't do it, no one can. We're fucked.
That's beautiful. Uncle.
You feel very
Yeah.
inspired.
He's kind of
Not in
dark.
a slight bit worried.
Of course I can do it.
He's kind of dark. That's kind of his jam.
Alright, so that's your turn done?
Yes.
Yep.
Alright, so if it's mine, I'm just gonna Eldritch Blast the one on Dagmar.
Alright.
First bolt. Ooh, that's an 11.
I'm gonna use
You
your
add your inspiration.
Sure, I'll add it. 19.
You hit.
I'm very
All
proud
right.
of my song.
I don't know if
Consider buying home.
matters yet, but we'll see. So that is a 8 force and 7 cold.
Or something.
So 15 altogether, unless the cold matters.
No.
Okay.
It's just a.
I'll just make it, add it all together, try and get easy.
Alright, so you let out the first blast and you hit it in the chest. It kind of shrugs just slightly.
That'll definitely hit 26.
That will definitely hit.
And again, 14 damage altogether this time.
Alright, with the second blast, you hit it in the other shoulder and it kind of causes it to stagger ever so slightly backwards, and it just kind of see its mouth kind of curl back in this kind of sneering grin, and is like, "We shall make sure to make a good meal of this one."
And was it giant?
Yeah.
I don't understand the word it says.
Next.
Promise.
Alright, promise.
Okay, I'm gonna move up towards me, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna move up kind of right behind here and fire at it with my crossbow too.
Okay.
17, which bonus am I adding again? Strength, 20.
That will hit.
Strength plus proficiency, so
Oh, for crossbow, it is not strength, it is dexterity.
that's dex.
Dexterity. That would be 18.
Okay.
It's, 3.
3 points? Plus your dexterity modifier?
Plus dexterity, 4.
4.
4. A total of 4?
I didn't have an extra attack, or maybe I'm reading the sheet on.
You're a fighter. So, yeah, level 6 fighter should have 2 attacks. So yeah, you have a second shot as well. Just
I'm assuming I'll have to roll it at that one too.
yeah.
I have 3.
Oh.
20?
Natural 20.
Woohoo!
So double the number on the dice.
Okay, plus the bonus, that would be 11.
11. Alright. Alright, so the first crossbow bolt hits, and it just doesn't seem to even really notice it. But the second one hits, and you kind of catch it just in the side of the neck, below the jaw, and it kind of glares at you. Brother, kill that one first.
That makes it Dagmar's turn.
Alright, Dagmar.
Dagmar is going to step to here,
Okay.
staying in base contact with Troll Bro number 1.
Okay.
Ogre, sorry. And I want to make 2 of my attacks with my main hand, and I want to hold a prepared action for my bonus action. Can I do that? Basically, when what's his butt comes up near me within a certain distance, I want to drop something.
Those are 2 separate actions.
Yeah.
You
So I have 3 attacks.
right, but an action is all those attacks. Like it does.
Yeah.
It's not like
You can't hold a bonus action.
Okay, then I will shimmy a little bit more to here, and I will take my 2 attacks with my main hand,
Okay.
my good arm. 11 and 18.
The 18 will hit. The 11 will hit.
So 9 points of damage with my main hand. And then with my offhand, I want to reach behind me like this and drop a black glass orb.
Okay.
So everything within a 10-foot radius of that drop point, so that should hit dude behind me and guy in front of me,
Yeah.
takes 66 necrotic damage.
do you take it as well?
No, I am immune to the effects of this magic item. It's a DC 12 for the Constitution save to take half.
You said 12?
Yeah, suffer that.
So, ogre number 1
So
will actually fail.
nice.
And so will his brother,
Excellent.
oddly enough.
I should get these and 22, 25 points of damage.
5. So,
And you got the damage I did with my sword, right?
yes.
Okay. That makes initiative. It's this like big, inky black goop just splatters all over the place.
Alright,
But
so,
it does it. It's nice.
yeah, it's this clear area around you. The one that charged in and attacked first, as the black shadowy goo kind of like sprays across its back and everything, you see it sizzle and burn, and he kind of turns towards you and kind of stumbles and falls onto the ground. He is dead. And his brother just kind of roars, "No!"
No, it's sad, I know. Initiative.
That was pretty universal with that.
Promise.
16.
Seraphina.
Also 16.
Sylan.
8.
Good job, buddy.
21, same initiative.
Well, as long as you're getting those nat 20s out of the way on initiative.
I know, right?
So he's first.
Alright, so he's like, yeah! Kind of runs up with his club, swings at you the first time.
Yeah, it's a hit.
Yeah, he's gonna hit you. And then the second one also will hit. So the first one slams, then he brings it back up and slams into you a second time. 14 points of bludgeoning damage with the first attack, and 10 points of bludgeoning damage with the second. He's like, "I will crush your bones!"
Probably. That's fucking hurt. Alright, promise Seraphina are next.
You go first.
Okay. So I'm going to cast Vicious Mockery at him, and I'm going to say, "Your brother's dead and you're next, fuckface."
It's what, wisdom?
Yes.
What's the DC?
Should be on your spell sheet. It says, on your character sheet. Up your spell side of your character sheet. There.
14.
Rolled a 14.
You do, it does take D4 points.
-1. So.
Oh. So it passed. You still do damage even if it saves or not.
No, I rolled a 14. -1 makes it a 13.
Right.
So
he
it fails.
So he fails. Like I was saying, her spell passed. Like it
Oh.
succeeded. Like I
Oh.
yeah, funny, but
So it's 2 d4s of damage.
Get it.
Going into it. So 7.
So,
I think he's got disadvantage on his next attack.
And then I have a bonus action on this.
yep.
Okay. So I can still move, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay. So I'm going to here. And I'm going to use my dancing rapier.
All right.
So 21.
To hit. That will hit.
Eleven points of damage.
Alright, so after mocking it viciously, you rush forward and fling out your rapier, and it lets out this slight green glow as it begins to dance around and it attacks the ogre. You slash deeply into its side, but it seems less than affected. It seems to just kind of shrug off the attack.
Alright,
So,
that makes Seraphina
promise.
a promise sign up.
Right.
Alright, promise. What you doing?
Attack with the crossbow again. 11 probably doesn't hit.
That will not hit.
10 probably does not hit.
Don't forget to add +1 to that, so your first roll is a 12.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Still
Okay.
Alright.
That makes it silenced.
Alright.
I take it you are stronger than you are dexterous? You've got a melee weapon?
Cool. Yeah, they got a big sword. Alright, yeah, I'm just going to Eldritch Blast this thing.
Alright.
See what I got. 26 to hit.
That will hit.
14 points of damage.
Okay.
Second, oh, that's 13.
To hit?
Yeah.
That is a miss.
Alright,
Just misses.
that's all I got for that one.
Alright, Dagmar's turn. She's gonna turn. She's gonna draw her second longsword and she is going to take her attack at the ogre.
Alright.
Alright, so a 20 to hit,
Hit.
a 19 to hit,
That will hit.
and a 14 to hit.
That just hits.
28 points of damage.
28. Alright. So with a flurry of blows against the creature, you just kind of like slash into its belly 3 times. And with the third blow, its guts just kind of spill out onto the floor. You see some of it has like partially eaten fish and seaweed and stuff, and it just lets out this nasty scent of rotting seafood and bile. It just kind of covers everything at your feet.
I hop back.
Seraphina vomits.
Alright.
How old seawater smells.
I just have to make sure Fifi doesn't roll any of these.
Alright, I'm gonna check to make sure they're both actually dead.
You check them, and yes, they are indeed dead.
How hurt are you?
Oh man, I have 9 hit points left. Like, I am fucked up.
Yeah.
Once that I make sure that they're actually dead, I'm gonna go put my back against one of those pillars and lean back.
Okay.
Just gonna take a second.
Alright.
I will go over and do some healing
The wand of healing.
with the wand of healing.
Bitch.
Alright. How many charges you going to expend?
Let's see. Would 2 be fine for you right now? Or do you
See where
need
we
more?
get that, yeah?
Okay, let's see where
Boot
we
me
go.
up.
Okay. Never remember how to do this one. 1d6 plus 4.
Same as cure wounds.
Yeah, so cure wounds is D8.
So it's 2 charges, 2d8?
Yep. Plus 4.
Well,
Plus
it's
4
8.
for each charge.
If she uses them as separate spells, yes.
Okay. So if I use them as separate spells, I get plus what?
Plus 4 on each.
An extra plus 4.
Okay. So I rolled a 3, so 7. 17.
17 minus 26, okay, cool. There we go. And then, I will use my second wind to also heal myself for a little bit more.
Okay.
Oh, God, fuck math. Alright, so once she's feeling a little bit better, she's gonna pull a fresh globe out for one. And then I wanna check the body on brother number 2.
Alright. So you guys begin searching the bodies and you find fish, most of it partially rotted, wrapped in seaweed to try to keep it fresh, but you don't find any like real loot.
No.
There's no gold, no silver, no copper.
No shinies.
No magical items, nothing, just, yeah.
Just fish.
Just fish.
Probably nothing dry either.
Okay.
So,
I'm gonna check them for alcohol. See if they have any like kegs or anything. No? Okay.
I know they have a brewery down here, just, you know,
You don't know that.
Could be salty.
it's a lot of fermented.
Are they wearing any bones or trophies, things like that?
Mostly some, yeah, in a sense. They have a lot of fishbone made jewelry. Some of them from relatively large fish.
What looks freshest?
Freshest. The first brother had a kind of a strange medallion carved out of possibly a whale tooth. Looks almost like a strange, massive tentacles, almost like a depiction of like a large octopus or something.
And is it the only thing on that strand, or is there?
There's little teeth and stuff on it.
Alright, I'm gonna take that. I'm
Okay.
gonna walk over to Sylan.
All right.
You have like a history with curses and stuff, right? Is this magical?
I detect magic on it.
It is not magical.
No, it's not at all.
Nice. I tie it off and I put it in my pouch.
Okay.
Alright, well, if everyone's ready,
Let's continue.
go deeper.
All right. So you make your way forward and into the tunnel where they came from.
I want to kick that one in the head as I go by.
Okay. You kick him in the head.
And then Fifi's going to kick it.
Who's going first?
You
I'll go
are.
first.
You go first.
As you make your way through this short tunnel, you come into a small chamber where the path kind of wanders around to one side of a shimmering pool of briny water.
Getting Fifi.
Got shining pool of water. It takes up most of the walkway. How deep does it look?
It looks very deep. With the light that she has from her drift globe, the water almost looks black.
Right. So, holes in the walls, drift globe stealing tentacles, holes in the ground, potentially body stealing tentacles. So keep that in mind. And I will begin to shimmy around the wider edge of the pond.
Okay. You begin making your way around that edge.
fully expecting tentacles to come out and get me.
Alright, so you make it to the other side. Who is second in the marching order?
We got Promise up here next.
Promise makes their way around. Who is third?
Seraphina and Fifi.
Alright, Seraphina kind of makes her way over. As you're kind of warily watching the water, you see a slight ripple across the surface of it.
Don't run.
Something in there.
I fucking knew it. Comes from the darkness.
And then Sylan makes his way across. And you guys are now in a narrow but relatively straight passageway. Up ahead you can hear a slight humming, almost like like somebody is chanting, but in like a really quietly.
I probably don't understand it anyway.
Sounds like gibberish.
I don't know.
Yeah.
As you get up closer, the chanting goes silent.
I'll put my hand up like this. And I wait. Do I hear any footsteps or anything?
No. Give me a perception check.
23.
As you're listening, you hear very, very faintly from someplace deeper in, you hear a slight jingle of sounds like almost like coins. You've seen the exotic dancers in various lands and stuff, and they have like those like almost like jingling coins and bells and stuff that they wear to kind of accent their movements, and that's kind of what it sounds like, almost like this musical jingle of something.
I'll lean back to the party. There may or may not be belly dancers ahead.
Nice.
And I will tentatively, sneakily step forward into the room.
You going to try to stealth?
4. I got a natural 1.
So, as you step forward, bright light shining all around you as the drift globe kind of moves along with you from her.
Kind of like Scooby-Doo.
Yeah. Not sneaky at all.
You move forward and you see in this room a almost circular pool of water that surrounds an island or a peninsula that kind of protrudes out into it. 2 columns kind of rise up from the island and hold up the ceiling up above. In the center, between the 2 columns, is what looks like some sort of makeshift altar of collapsed stone that has been stacked up to kind of create like a little pedestal about 3 feet high and about 5 feet across, basically. On this pedestal, you see a very crude idol of this almost bulbous head that kind of comes up with these large eyes to either side of it, and just this writhing mass of tentacles that kind of protrude down from the lower part of its head and face down until it kind of curls up around it. And you see another eyes, like basically in the center of it, basically 3 eyes. And it's facing in kind of in the direction that you're coming from, towards that wall. The whole thing stands at about maybe 10 feet in total height. Behind that, you see a pile of coins, some boxes that are kind of old wood with barnacles and stuff that are kind of collected onto it. And you see this creature much like the one that you saw in the chamber before that what you spoke to,
A mildly friendly one.
holding a staff and wearing like this, almost like a kilt of thin brass and gold scales. It kind of wears this thick band around its neck and holds a staff in one hand. If you could put it into the, basically, yeah, it's roughly there. And then you see two others. One kind of over there, in that area. And then another one kind of over in this area near this door over here, kind of like over in that area. And they just kind of seem to be standing there, very curiously watching you guys as you, very not stealthily whatsoever, come into the chamber.
That's the way the dice rolls. Hello! I'm 50-50 at this point, okay?
They just kind of begin to kind of mutter to one another. And then the one in that's dressed, the others are just kind of plain, naked creatures. And the one that's got the kind of this metallic kilt on looks in your direction and says, "Do you serve the Ancient One? Do you come seeking his blessings to give yourself forward, to gain power, knowledge, and give up everything?"
We come seeking answers. I'm gonna step into the chamber. Basically make room for other people to come in.
Why does it keep doing that?
Focus.
So, my bad. Alright, so you guys are standing there and you see these creatures.
It's like, I just say, I am power.
He just kind of looks at you. So you do not come seeking allegiance to give yourselves over? You've come to take our wealth, our treasure, those things that we've amassed over the centuries.
If we're gonna join anything, is there a brochure or something? What are we joining? I'm
Non-disclosure agreement.
confused.
You are joining the depths, becoming one with the deep one.
You only know Seraphina. It's not good stuff.
Oh, okay.
Are you Fairlit?
I am.
You have what I seek. And I cast Eldritch Blast at him.
Roll in it.
So, I see your treasure and shit. That's a yes.
26 to hit.
That will hit.
Does cold matter, or do I not know yet?
It's
Just for ease of damage, if I have to separate it or not.
It does not need to be separated.
Okay, so it's 14 points on the first blast. I don't know if you want me to roll a second one now.
Yep. If you are doing that,
Yeah. It's a 23 to hit.
that will hit also.
Nice. 19 for the second.
19 points of damage. Alright. So with two blasts, you strike the creature, and he just kind of grunts, and he holds up his hand, and you see this eldritch energy kind of glow around his hand. It's like, slay them! We'll add whatever wealth they have to our own treasures, and feed their flesh to the master. Initiative.
Great times.
Oh,
Promise? 8. Seraphina?
13.
Sylan?
7.
That guy 1?
So deep ones will go on a total of 14.
Okay. And that guy 2?
Warlock of the Great Old One will go on a 15.
Dagmar gets to go first. remember, water has tentacles, and then I am going to jump over the water and
Alright,
charge
give me an athletics check.
the dressed up one.
The warlock.
Yeah. 26.
Alright, so you move forward and you jump over the water. It still counts as part of your movement.
Yeah.
You just don't have to.
Move in a straight line right towards Bucko there.
Alright,
There we
so you move up to the warlock of the Great Old One, and
I will use, I'm gonna attack him.
kind of figured as much.
Okay, so 27,
Hit,
20,
hit,
16.
hit.
Okay.
16 just hits, by the way.
So 8 plus 5 is 13, plus 15 is 28, plus 5 is 32. I get plus 5 for my charging feat. This is the first time I have used it in 7 levels. Oh, 6 levels.
Alright, so you run up and slash into him a couple of times. You see like this thick black blood kind of ooze out of the wounds, and he just snarls at you. Who's next?
After Dagmar, it is the warlock of the ancient deep one.
Alright.
Warlock of goo. Great old one.
Alright, so at the very beginning of its turn, you're anything within 5 feet of him, you make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Goodbye.
6.
Alright, you do not succeed. You do not pass. And you take 8 points of psychic damage as just these weird whispers seem to just emanate from all around him, driving you mad. And then he turns to you and he is going to... Yeah, why not? Cast Crown of Madness on you.
I cast counterspell.
Alright, so you counterspell the Crown of Madness.
What spell level is he?
5th.
Fifth? Okay. So I have to do a DC 15 check to actually counter it. Nope, natural 1.
Dagmar is like literally the worst fucking person for this to be passed on
So,
to.
wisdom saving throw?
Or
Alright, so you see this black, iron, jagged crowns kind of encircle Dagmar's head and then just kind of clamp down onto it as the ancient warlock of the ancient old one takes control of her mind and bids you to attack your counterparts. Of course, you don't do anything until your turn.
Awesome.
alright.
Maybe shouldn't have saved her own.
Deep one.
Yeah, it's the deep one.
I have one less attack.
Alright, so the deep ones, the one on this side will move straight through the water up to 6 squares, equivalent thereof, towards the first person it can possibly reach.
Now is he waiting or is he water walking?
Can he
He
actually
swims.
Can he actually reach anyone?
Let's see, he was here originally?
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, he's in the right spot.
Alright, so
I don't know that
He's what?
Sylan is in base
He's-
contact.
Yeah, he's like 5 feet away from silence.
alright, so he just kind of moves up in that direction, and he's got these dripping black talons. The other one will basically do a similar thing, but coming around this side, moving 6.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
They can probably just diagonal that way, just make it.
Trying to get closer to the foes of their master. Yes.
Seraphina.
Well, what I was thinking I was going to do, I couldn't because he ran in the way.
Hey, the kill command was given.
See the player's symbol.
So I am going to cast Crown of Madness on this guy right now.
Yeah.
Alright.
What's your DC again?
14.
14. Alright, it fails.
Right.
So at this point, I can tell it to attack.
Yeah, it will attack whatever you basically send it up against.
But it will go on its own turn.
Yeah, it goes on its regular initiative.
Okay. I'm going to tell it to attack its little buddy over there then.
Choice.
And
The
that
naked buddy.
that was an action, right?
Yes.
So you still have
I
your.
still have my bonus action.
Yeah.
So basically, it has to use its action before moving. So it can't attack anything, but it will basically on its turn it will move towards whatever you tell it to go attack.
Okay. And then who's after me?
Promise and then silent.
Okay. I am going to. Okay.
Now remember, using Crown of Madness to tell it to do something is your action.
Yep.
So going forward, if you don't tell it to do anything, it doesn't do anything, but you get to use your action to do other things.
Does it use its action to carry out the most recent command though? Like if she says, kill your buddy?
No.
Do I have to tell it each time?
Yes.
What
Yeah.
to do? Okay.
You still get bonus actions and stuff,
Okay.
but as your action,
That
in
is
order to
my
get it to
action.
do something.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha. Alright, so then for my bonus action, I am going to inspire promise.
Alright.
And it's gonna say, hurry up and kill these guys because they're gonna eat us.
I like that. It's catchy.
Seraphina is terrified.
Alright, who's next?
Me.
Alright, Promise, what are you doing?
Are they like right in front of each other? Like if I tried to hit him, would I hit her?
No, you can shoot through
Yeah, you can
friendlies
shoot
with your
through
crossbow and
friendlies.
stuff, basically.
Friendly.
But you will have to take a step that a ways, because right now that pillar blocks your line of sight.
Yeah, sure. Okay. I'll fire my crossbow.
The warlock.
That's 9 with an inspiration bonus. What is that?
Another
Oh,
D8.
You're not
Yeah.
adding that correctly, because you're supposed to be adding your proficiency to your hits as well. So at level. What's the
Should
proficiency
be,
of fighters? 3?
at, yeah, +3 plus
should-
dexterity modifier.
So you should be adding 4 to every attack
Oh,
roll.
okay, so that's 12.
And then you get a 1d8 for your inspiration, so.
12.
Yeah, you can roll a d8 to add to it.
7.
So 19 to hit.
That will hit.
Woohoo!
And you add 1 to the dice roll for damage.
4, and then can I attack again?
Yeah, fighter has a second attack, so.
9.
You only get the
one.
inspiration once.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
So the 9 will miss, but the other, what was it, 19? Will hit. So roll damage for that one.
I did it with a 4.
Just 4.
yeah.
I'm going to recommend that you maybe use your greatsword.
Silent.
Alright, Sylan, what are you doing?
Let's see.
Besides attacking people and starting fights.
It would have started anyway.
In strange neighborhoods.
Alright. I'm gonna move here so I can get line of sight. I'm gonna try casting which. Do I want to save? I think I'm gonna save my spell for another counter spell. So I'm just gonna Eldritch Blast the Warlock.
Alright. With an Eldritch Blast.
21 to hit.
That will hit.
15 points of damage for the first one. I'm assuming he's still standing.
Yes.
24 to hit.
That will also hit.
14 points for that one.
Alright. He's looking pretty battered, but he is still on his feet.
And is Crown of Madness concentration?
That's a good question. Why can't I find what I'm looking for? Oh, that's because it's on 2 pages. It is concentration. So you did
14 points of damage.
14 and 15. So first one, first one he makes. With a natural 20, he makes the second one.
Alright.
So he maintains concentration.
I attempted.
It was worth a shot.
Initiative. Promise?
12.
Seraphina?
22.
Damn. Sylan.
22.
Alright. Deep ones.
Plus 1, 16.
And warlock?
14.
Seraphina and Sylan are Simon.
Alright, since I know what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna Eldritch Blast the Warlock again.
Alright.
14 to hit.
That will miss.
Yeah, it's a 16, so 21.
That will hit.
And 18 points of damage.
Nice. He will fail, so Crown of Madness will drop on him.
Thank God! That would have been horrible!
And Sylan will stay where he's at.
So I will again command this guy to attack his buddy.
Okay, so
That's my action.
he doesn't do anything until his turn, but yeah, he will move directly towards
His buddy.
his pal.
And then.
But you can still use your bonus action for other things.
So can I, if I use my dancing rapier on this guy, I'm not gonna hurt Dagmar, am I?
No, because it's
Nah.
a separate thing
Okay.
next to Dagmar.
Okay, then that's what I'm gonna do. (26) to hit.
26 will hit.
Actually, I guess we're
13 points of
Seraphina.
damage.
Alright, so you send the rapier over there and it slashes into the creature and it hisses in pain as you cut deep into it. Who's next?
Seraphina and Sylan went Simo.
Yeah, we
Right.
already
So
went.
now it is the deep ones.
Alright, so this deep one moves directly towards whoever the first actual person is.
Is
And
it
then
going
the
to
other
get
one,
intercepted by the other ones since they're kind of moving simultaneously, or
it will just basically move over towards it.
I guess they both end up about the same spot.
I mean, the other one doesn't do anything because it has to take its action before its movement,
Right.
but it moves over towards it. Meanwhile, the other deep one moves up to
It's on Seraphina.
Seraphina. Alright. Ouch. Does a 17 hit you?
It just hits.
Alright, so
I
we'll
rolled
hit, you get
17.
hit twice with its claws. So the first swipe of its black talons will do 9 plus 3, 12 points of slashing damage to you. And then the second swipe does 15 points of slashing damage as it just rushes forward and just slashes into you with its broad, webbed, and clawed hands. The other one just moves up to its buddy to attack him, but because he
Yeah.
can't attack this round, so. Who's next?
So how much damage does Seraphina take?
27 points.
Scheiße. Warlock's turn.
Alright, the warlock, seeing that you have, knowing that he has lost concentration on his crown of madness, will again its aura automatically activates. So, wisdom saving throw.
Natural 20.
21.
Alright, so the whispers don't affect you this time.
Once I save from that, I'm good though, right?
No.
Shit.
Alright, let's try that. Sorry, I don't know what this particular one is. Alright. So he calls out to the Dark One and summons forth the arms of Hadar. Dark, shadowy tendrils erupt from the creature and batter all within 10 feet of it. Each creature in the area must make a strength saving throw.
I'm going to try and counterspell it first.
Okay.
It's my last spell slot. So casting at 5th level.
Yeah.
7. That's not gonna do it.
So,
Yeah.
strength saving throw.
25.
Alright, you succeed.
It's still half damage, but no other effect.
Yeah. You take 2 points of necrotic damage as black tentacles writhe and smack around you.
Just 2? I mean, if he's casting at 5th level,
Oh.
I don't.
Stop!
I know.
encouraging me.
There should be like 3 more d6 or 4 more d6.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have that spell.
Nah, sorry.
10, 16. So you take 8 points
Total?
total of
Does it have-
necrotic damage. Yeah.
It's like 4 to. Oh, no, that's me. No, sorry, those are mine. Alright.
Then, as a bonus action, we'll use his last spell slot and Misty Step to over here.
Okay.
Up to 30 feet, so.
And then he will basically go down this passageway. Basically 6 squares.
20, 25, 30.
Right there.
Muddy Funster. Okay.
Alright, who's next?
That was the warlock. That makes it Promise's turn.
Alright, promise.
I'm gonna pull out my broadsword and kind of like wedge myself in between Seraphina and the attacking monster.
So you can't actually move Seraphina. So if Seraphina is in that space, you can't move them out of it.
That close. Okay.
You'd have to walk around like through the water if you wanted to get to that one.
Yeah, sure. Three. With bonuses, that probably doesn't hit.
Yeah, so you're at a +6,
Okay.
but it's still only a 9. You do have a second attack though.
9 will definitely not hit.
Well, if 3 didn't hit.
Yeah, that's
Eight.
Yeah.
No.
Roll a 3 and a 2.
Ouch.
Anyway,
Better luck.
sorry, Nicole, I love them, but I need to do better.
You guys really work well here.
Sorry.
You do fine.
Alright, after promise.
Then it's Dagmar.
Alright, Dagmar.
Try that one.
Alright, I have a feeling that letting this guy get away is a bad idea, but I don't want to leave.
I mean, you can't even reach them.
I can reach him. Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna go for it. So I'm gonna go 25 to here, and I'm gonna use my action to dash to
Okay.
run at him and make a bonus attack as
No.
a melee because my feet charger
Okay.
allows
You're
me
right.
to do a bonus attack or bonus action melee attack if I use dash as an action.
Okay.
Two
Plus 9.
is 11, and I'm gonna make it a precision attack. Fucking A.
Using one of your superiority dice.
Yeah, so
12.
13. Unless charging gives me advantage.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
Alright.
miss.
I miss, but at least I'm up there.
Who's after you?
After me, it's initiative.
Fuck yeah.
Promise?
17.
See, you're getting decent initiatives.
Nice.
Oh, it's different dice.
Yeah.
Seraphina,
Also 17.
Sylan.
24.
Oh crap, alright.
Natural 20 on my initiative.
Deep ones.
13.
Warlock.
16.
Fuck yeah, Sylan's first.
Alright, Sylan.
Alright. I'm gonna move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. I'm not gonna dash to get up to the warlock, so I'm gonna send 2 eldritch blasts to the one that's not under the crown of madness.
Okay.
First one is gonna be a 15 to hit.
That will hit.
Alright. For a total of 19 points of damage.
Nice.
Second one is gonna miss. It's gonna be a 10.
Okay.
So that's silent. Yeah, I moved and I did my thing.
Alright, after Sylan, it's Dagmar. Who's like, your tentacle buddy stole my fucking drift globe, and then I'm gonna stab him with both my swords.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna make my attacks. Alright. 23, 18,
Hit.
15.
Miss.
2 hits.
Holy shit, 25 points of damage.
Nice. Alright. So you plunge the blades into his body, and he kind of gurgles, and black blood kind of oozes up out of his mouth and down his chin and everything. His eyes kind of roll back, and he slumps to the ground dead.
He has a stick, right?
Mhm.
Right. I'm gonna take off my headscarf, wrap it around my hand, and pick up his stick.
Okay. Who's next?
Next, it is Promise and Seraphina simultaneously.
Alright, so I'm going to
Come in.
touch this one. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna. Oh, damn, I still have to do that, huh? Alright, so I want him to attack him.
Okay. So you use your action to
Yep.
ensure that he attacks the other dude.
Yep.
Fight your sword.
Yeah, you can move it. I don't remember how much you can move.
You wanna roll the attacks with the deep ones?
Are they simultaneous?
No, but. Oh, that's right, never mind. You're right.
It'll go on it.
They are next, though, after Seraphina and Promise go.
I can move 30 feet.
There you go.
So,
So,
5, 10, 15. Yeah, it can stab
Okay.
the one in front of you.
alright, so I'm gonna stab that. $18,
It's a hit.
so 7 points of damage.
Alright, so you command the same one with the Crown of Madness to continue his efforts to attack while the rapier lunges forward and thrusts into the uncorrupted deep one, drawing blood. Meanwhile, promise. What are you doing?
Stabbing him.
Alright.
Is that
Plus
5?
6.
Oh, 6. Okay, so that's 12.
12 is a miss, unfortunately.
And then 15.
15 will hit.
Cool, fine. My broadsword is 2d4.
Wait. Is it broadsword 2d4? Piercing? That doesn't seem right.
Wrong one, break it down.
Because it's a two-handed sword, right? Is it a great sword?
It's just a broadsword.
Because I don't think.
I mean, a longsword is a D8 or a D10 of dual wield.
Yeah.
Well, not dual wield, but
Two-handed.
two-handed.
Where's that? It's like,
Killed it.
there's no broadsword. There's either a great sword or a long sword. But the great sword is 2d6. So if you have a two-handed sword, it'll be 2d6.
Okay, so then.
Then plus 3.
Okay, so that's 12.
12. Alright, so you cleave into it, drawing more black ichor from its body.
And that makes it the warlock who is dead, so the deep ones who are not yet.
Alright, so the deep one that is under the influence of the Crown of Madness will attack his counterpart, hitting once, dealing. That's not great. Dealing 7 points of slashing damage to his buddy. Meanwhile, his buddy is going to. Who is.
I'm right in front of him.
Seraphina and also Promise is attacking him from behind.
We're going to go against Promise. Seraphina hasn't really attacked. The rapier is attacked, but he hasn't actually seen you do any actual
Just
attacks.
an innocent little halfling.
Yeah. So
Not sure
it
why I'm not a
turns
child of this
and
dungeon.
slashes out at Promise. Uh, 16?
Hits.
16 will hit, so that one will also hit. So the first attack will do 8 plus 11 points of slashing damage to you. The second claw does the exact same amount, another 11 points of slashing damage.
So after that, is it initiative?
Yeah, 13 was the lowest. Alright. Not this row. Promise. 6. Seraphina.
21.
Nice. Sylan.
19.
Deep ones.
4.
Seraphina's first.
Okay. I'm going to say attack him, and then I'm going to stab that one again.
Okay.
That's 8.
No, it really will not hurt.
After Seraphina is Sylan.
Alright, I'm going to send more Eldritch Blasts to the one that's not in the stress mode. It'll be a 19.
Hit.
Ugh. 9 points on that one. 17.
Hit.
Okay, good. Okay. Ooh, nice. Max damage. 22.
So glad I'm not the only one who
Alright,
uses
so
Everyone uses
the second blast careens into its back and blasts a hole through its spine and out its chest. You see these ice shards kind of form around it as it crumples to the ground and then slips off into the water, sinking away into the murky darkness below.
a tasty snack for the deep one.
Accept our sacrifice.
Let us live. Next, it is Dagmar's turn.
Stand
You are wounded, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So she's gonna come back out here. One of the things is down, the other one's wearing the spiky hat. So she's going to yell at Promise, "Hey, get out of the water!" As an attempt to rally Promise, and in so doing, heal them for 8 points of hit points.
Thank you.
To Sylan, I got a stick! Okay, that makes it
Perception check.
Promise's turn.
24.
Alright, so looking at the stick around one of the tentacles, you see this shimmering crystalline ring, almost kind of a golden citrine color.
Okay. And I'm guessing I start hearing
Yeah.
some chatter.
Yeah.
Hey.
Alright.
Promise's turn.
Wait. Okay, wait. So they're not attacking anyone, right?
You can still attack them though.
Just to get them out of the
Yeah,
way.
that spell's not gonna last forever.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. And attack damage doesn't break the spell.
No, it doesn't.
So it's supposed to be making a save at the end of each of its turns.
Yeah, it's got a -1 on its wisdom saving throws though, so.
I'll just go forward and attack you guys.
Alright.
Nice!
Natural 20 for once.
Nice.
So 2d6, double the dice, and then +3.
Just double the dice.
Yep. Ooh, nice.
Okay. And 20, 23.
23.
And then you still have one more attack.
Dagmar's like, I
18.
told you to get out of the water!
+6, so yeah, 24.
And then 10.
Not bad, not bad.
Yeah.
Alright.
Very nice!
Cleave into it a couple times, the crown still wreathed around its head. Who's next?
Deep one. His last instruction was to attack the thingy, so I think he probably just blubs there,
Yeah, pretty much.
which makes it initiative.
But also he gets to roll.
Yeah.
Initiative.
Initiative.
Get you out of the water.
Promise.
10.
Seraphina.
17.
Silent.
22.
Well, silence first.
Sylan is well motivated. right now.
Sylan is on fire.
Let's see. Sylan doesn't seem too worried that Dagmar knows what's going on the end of that staff right now.
Dagmar has no idea.
Dagmar has no idea about the rings. She's
Yeah.
pretty fucking pumped because she killed the bad guy
Just gonna-
and got the magic stick.
I'm just gonna send Eldritch Blasts towards the last deep one.
Okay.
Ugh. 12.
That will miss.
Natural 20.
That will not miss.
Alright. So that. Crap. 16.
16.
Why couldn't I have had the crit on my max damage roll last
I
turn?
know, right?
Here, just have 44 points of damage.
So you blast into it a couple of times and it just kind of rocks with the blows.
Which makes it Seraphina's turn. The extent of Dagmar's investigation of this stick was to make sure she wasn't actually touching it with her flesh, and that it smelled like fucking seaweed like everything else in this dungeon. And then she went back out there.
So I am just going to hack at him with my rapier. 'Cause
Okay. Are you going to give it any kind of command?
Can I command him to die?
No, but you can tell him to just stand there.
Okay.
If you don't tell it to do anything, it acts as it would normally do on its own initiative.
Okay.
So it would basically attack you guys.
Okay. I will tell him, stand there and don't move.
Okay.
And then
Hit itself.
22 to hit for the
Will
rapier.
hit.
Oh, so I definitely didn't have you roll initiative for the deep one. My bad. What's its modifier?
+1.
Okay. So technically it would have gone before Seraphina, but it failed its will save and hadn't been given any commands.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll be better next time.
6 points. Alright. It is still on its feet. It's just kind of snarling. Since it didn't actually get to use its turn, it will go ahead and make its save. Nope.
That makes it Dagmar's turn. That's me. Alright. 5, then 15. So I'm gonna move up to here, just kinda shove the stick at Sylan, and then I'm going to,
Do you take the stick?
Yeah.
Okay.
5, 10, 15. Oh, yes, I need to make another athletics check, because I'm gonna
Try to jump it.
try and jump it. 10?
It's what, 10 feet across?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you make it barely.
It's a
You
little
land on
sloppy.
the other side. It's sloppy, but you
It's not
make
a
it
10
onto the
pointer,
other
that's
side.
for sure. And then I'm gonna take my attacks against the,
You already went this round, didn't you?
Yes. I was
first. Alright, so I have a 23,
That's a hit.
a 13,
There's a miss.
and a 14.
Also a miss. No, wait, the 14 does hit.
19.
In total.
Yep.
Alright, so with a gurgle, it drops to the ground and just kind of half of it kind of slumps off into the water. Its own weight eventually kind of drags it off into the depths.
Nice. I'm gonna help Promise out of the water, because goddamn it.
I was like,
Get
tentacle
out of the
water. Alright, so with that, combat comes to an end, and Sylan finds himself standing there with a stick with this weird squid octopus creature on the end of it.
Does the staff itself seem magical? Like if detecting magic, is the staff magic? Just the ring at the end? Alright.
Once Promise is out of the water, Dagmar's gonna start taking the long way around. She's gonna walk back to the altar where all that treasure was.
Okay.
Alright. He's just gonna grab the ring.
Alright, so you take the ring, you put it on. Wisdom saving throw, please.
13.
Alright.
Not
So you
so
hear
good.
these three voices kind of echoing in your mind, speaking in unison. It's like, at last, so much closer to being whole, and with such a willing vessel to control. Kill one.
I just joined.
And so since I failed that save, like I'm,
Yeah.
yeah.
You didn't even get close to passing the saving throw.
Yeah. Silence. Well, normally a smart person. He has,
He has his vices.
He makes
Well-
bad choices.
when it comes to the rings, he's been making more and more
Poor choices.
Yeah.
That's intentional. Like
Yeah.
that's the one.
So,
So, but I'm setting the stage for why he's picking his target.
Okay.
Okay.
Because they're most likely the most hurt. So he is going to send his Eldritch Blast, since he's used all his spell slots and nothing super powerful, towards Dagmar.
Yeah.
Alright. She is unexpecting it, so technically you would get advantage on both of these attacks.
Okay.
AC 17.
First one will hit. Second one will miss.
Wow.
I got a 15 as my highest on it. So take 13 points of damage.
Okay.
5 of which is cold if it matters, which I doubt it does, but
So Sylan blasts you with an eldritch blast, the second one kind of careening off near your head, striking the pillar.
Oh, fuck! I didn't give him the wrap for his hand! Give him that. I fucking knew it. I'm assuming that puts us on initiative.
Yes. I don't know what initiative you do.
you just get to kind of puppet,
Right?
give me
To
the
ends.
rings to sing. Like, I'm assuming I'm gonna have free will up to a point, just
Yeah.
Promise?
14.
Seraphina?
18.
Silent?
15.
Okay, so Seraphina is first.
Okay. Oh. Alright. I am going to shoot at Sylan with my crossbow.
Okay.
And I'm gonna miss because
Yep.
it's 10.
Alright.
For my bonus action, who's after me?
Promise and Dagmar are simultaneous. Well, hang on. Silent is next, and then Promise and Dagmar.
I don't think she's gonna give silent inspiration.
Sorry, buddy!
So then I'm gonna use my dancing rapier.
Can
Can I-
it reach? Yeah, it can, of course it can. Yep.
So. 13. No.
No.
I'm gonna say, what are you doing, you idiot? But I'm still gonna try and stab it.
Alright. Seems fair.
Yeah.
Silent's turn.
So, I don't know if how often I get to try and break this, if it happens, or if I've gone completely dark side, but... Alright, so Sylan has a lot of range on his blast.
Yeah, you do. I mean, it's a minimum of 120, but you can boost it to like, what, like fucking 400 feet or something like that?
If I take the... Like, there's no need.
Focus or whatever it is, yeah.
So, towards Dagmar again. Now I'm starting to roll low, like I was rolling high.
Ah, he crits me.
Yeah,
I
Yep, I crit Dagmar. Here we go.
Alright, she's down. No!
30.
I mean, I'm not bleeding out, thankfully, but...
30 points. And then he still has some more movement, so he ducks around the corner.
Alright.
He's out of sight right now.
Alright, Dagmar and Promise are simultaneous. Do I get any... Am I at 0? Like I'm stabilized?
I was trying to kill you, like I full on.
Yeah, I have to parry after the wound closure though.
Yeah, on your turn, instead of rolling a death save, you would just stabilize.
Okay. So that means it's Promise's turn. Okay. What the fuck is going on?
And it's like, I don't even know these people.
I should have just swam away.
You can jump the water, right? Jump across it.
Yeah,
Chase
do it
after him or
athletic.
something.
yeah, you can do an athletics check to try and jump it.
I got 12, and that's plus the thingy here, right?
Yep.
So that's 15.
John, 15 to jump the water.
Yeah, that would be good.
And
So it still counts as movement, so each of those, so you can
So you've
move.
got 4 squares left.
Okay.
So. And that makes it initiative. Promise?
So,
Seraphina?
18.
Silent?
19.
There you go. Silent.
Alright. Sylan knows that he hasn't actually killed Dagmar yet.
do the rings.
Well, Sylan would know that, and the ring.
The rings know he knows.
So I still have. I don't know. Alright, he's gonna pop out. see what's going on. And he's gonna shoot to Eldritch Blast at Promise, since Promise is right there.
Fair enough.
Natural 1. 26. So you take double 1.
Where were those?
So you take 6 points of damage, one of which is cold. And he's going to move. So John, I don't know if there's anything further in here, but he's moving in
Deeper into this
deeper into the
room. He's
Okay,
not
so
here.
so you move into this room chamber, and you see in the center of it this shimmering, glowing pool. There are all manner of treasures just kind of surrounding it, almost as though it's giving offering to the pool of water itself.
Okay.
Looking down, you can even see treasures kind of spilling down on like little ledges and stuff as it goes down into this pit.
All
It
right.
is Seraphina's turn.
So I can do the wand of healing as my action, correct? Okay. So I'm going to go to Dagmar and cast Mass Cure Wounds.
So that'll heal.
You get 3d8 plus my charisma modifier.
You should get healed too, right? Does Mass Cure Wounds affect multiple people?
Yeah, Massive Cure Wounds is like a group heal.
Okay.
If you wanted to do...
It doesn't necessarily have to do it to you.
No,
You
but
can choose not
I'm
to.
well out of range anyway. But
I would kill you anyway, you bastard.
I'm not even hurt. I'm not even hurt.
So I could heal the 3 of us.
What's the radius of Mass Cure Wounds? Because it's kind
I
of
think it's
centered
30 feet.
So it wouldn't get Promise.
Okay, but I could heal.
You and
myself.
Dagmar, yeah.
You also have the option of moving to a more centralized location and then casting.
Yeah.
I don't know if she can make
So because this is a magical artifact, it can buff my
You are
stats above the max, right? Yeah.
and you're already considered attuned to it because you're already attuned to the
The
other
other.
rings.
Great. Oh, it's 60 feet.
Bitchin'. You don't even have to move.
Oh, nice.
60 feet. So, promise would still be in that, right? Oh. Yeah. Alright, so I am going to cast.
Now I got a +9 to hit on my spells.
Shit.
And a 17 spell DC.
So
The
16
real
points.
boss fight is the friends we made along the way.
So it's 3d8 plus anything?
I don't know, she's got the spell.
Yeah, it's
3d8 plus her charisma
plus my
modifier.
charisma
Oh.
modifier, which is 4, so 16 points of healing.
Awesome. Awesome.
All of y'all.
Alright. So after Seraphina, it is Promise's turn.
I'm gonna chase after him still, I think. How many is that? Like, that's like 30 for movement, right?
Yeah, so
Right.
it's 6 squares.
That guy's dead.
Yeah, you can probably just
Yeah, you just take it out of there.
you can shoot me with the crossbow from there.
Could.
Just keep in mind he can also shoot you.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, he's also a traitor.
I'll shoot him. That's 5.
+6.
Plus
Misses.
Does not hit.
You're gonna need to roll at least an 11 to hit me. You do have a second attack though. Oh wait, no, it's +4 for your crossbow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
So you need to roll
A
a
13.
13.
Okay. Did you move your full movement?
I think so, yeah.
That makes it Dagmar's turn. She's gonna sit up. Where'd he go?
He ran that way.
The staff is evil! And she's gonna start making her way over that way.
So half movement to get up.
Yeah.
She's like, this is all my fault.
Yeah, she's pretty sure. Athletics check.
A lot.
26.
Yeah, you hop over the water.
Okay.
So that's
She gets
you
across
got
the water and she
you
just
got
like
like 5 feet more of movement.
kind of like really confusedly looks at the rapier. She's not sure she's ever actually noticed that your sword does its own thing before. And then it's initiative.
Or you could action dash though.
She's not.
Not all there.
She's not there yet.
Okay.
Tracy then gets a stick. She feels like she just did this a minute ago. Promise?
13.
Seraphina?
10.
Sylan?
15.
Sylan's first.
Alright. Promise is chasing after him, so he is going to blast. That's a 23. And that's a 14, so the 14 misses, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Promise takes 14 points of damage.
Oh my
Not all of it.
I'm doing fine.
There's 2 hit points left though.
Are you moving or?
Yeah, I'm going to move. Can move right into here.
Alright, so you move into there and you see that it comes to a dead end. And the very back wall is another shrine. This one is covered in, it's slick with blood. And then there is a strange stone that sits in the very, very center of, basically the tentacles come down off of its face. You kind of curl around and kind of create like this bowl almost. And then there's a strange kind of circular stone. Not quite perfect sphere, but pretty close to it. And it looks like this gray eye.
Alright, well I've used my action, so I can't detect magic. I have those bonus actions that I can use. So that's it for me.
Alright, you hear this voice in your head that says, "Awaken the Ancient One."
Alright, it's Promise's turn.
I'm gonna keep going after my guys.
You can move 6.
6, yeah.
But you can shoot at him if that's
Yep,
what you
you
wish
can
to
shoot at
do.
me. I haven't been hit yet.
No.
Is that a 15?
Yes.
You hit.
Yeah. Okay.
So d6 plus 1. 4 points. As a reaction to getting hit, he turns invisible and teleports. And he will be invisible until the start of his next turn.
Alright.
He's gonna teleport over here.
Thank you.
But you can't see him, you don't know where he went. My chair just rolled all the way over
It's like,
here.
Alright.
Alright, after Promise, it's Dagmar's turn. Dagmar is going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, up to here.
Dashing.
Yep.
Dashing.
Where'd he go?
I hit him and he just disappeared.
That's fucking silent! Seraphina's turn.
I'm going to jump across.
Hop, skip, and a jump. Hop, skip, and a jump. She got double digits.
That's an 18 on the dice.
Alright, so you,
So it's a 25.
so you're like, shut,
Oh
shut.
shit! Do a flip.
50 feet, John.
And I'm going to dash so I can try and catch up. So if you
So
someone
that-
moves me 50 feet.
Is that okay?
I'm gonna go 50,
Yes.
30, 35, 40, 45, 50. And then you probably, like, Fifi's gonna, like, take a long way around, so it's gonna be a turn or two.
Fifi is
She just
like-
walks right off
she's
into
just
the
like-
water.
And then
People
you
is
just
like-
see her coming back up.
It's like the underwater scene in Pirates of the Caribbean,
Yeah.
just this guy.
Take a walk. Okay. So Prometheus first.
I'm gonna like kind of go and see if he's hiding in there somewhere.
Okay. Alright, so you peer in here and you see the strange altar, much like the one that's out there by the pillars, but the tentacles kind of come around and pool around this strange gray stone, roughly the size of a small cantaloupe that kind of looks like it's carved into the form of an eye. And it's just kind of resting in kind of like this sticky puddle of red blood.
I don't think that's him.
But no, you do not see Sylan in the chamber. But you also see that it doesn't seem to have an exit.
At least it's Seraphina's turn.
Okay, where am I at? Can someone point at me? Okay, can you move me as far as I can go, 25 feet in my regular movement? Am I kind of like right there?
Maybe right in front of you.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask Dagmar, where's Sylan?
I don't know, I think he went that way. That's where Promise ran off.
She didn't say what. Can she hear?
Yeah, I
can
call
she
back.
hear
He's
me?
not in here.
Did he go in the water?
I didn't see him.
Okay. Well, I'm going to cast See Invisibility.
Okay. So,
Am I in her line of
Yeah.
sight?
I don't know. Is he? All right. So you use your action and you can you cast See Invisibility. You see Sylan off to one side in the corner.
He's just crouching.
Hissing. He's over here, Dagmar. He's right over there in the
You
corner.
can't see him.
I can't see shit, but that's okay. It's Silence turn now, so.
I still have one section.
Oh, my bad. Continue.
And my rapier is not with me because I left it behind. But
Throw a rock at it.
I'm going to shoot him with my crossbow. Oh, rock. We saw how well that worked with the frog dude.
Hey, fuck off.
Oh, that was him throwing it at you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. People throwing rocks at me.
22.
That hits.
Okay, I'm not down with that.
7 points of damage.
Alright.
And after Silent.
Well,
Okay, so after Seraphina, now it's Silent.
alright. Crap. Okay. Dagmar's still super hurt, he assumes. He doesn't know that Dagmar's been healed. He's gonna fire Eldritch Blast at Dagmar. He's kind of cornered. There's not really anything he can do.
Well,
Maybe not be evil.
yes.
Yeah, he doesn't have a choice right now. So it's
Oh, okay, that's fair.
17 for the first one.
That's a hit.
I haven't had it, and the second one misses. He hasn't had a chance to break the hold on him yet, so. Yeah, I haven't seen John ask me to make a wisdom saving throw. 14 points of damage.
Okay.
You're lucky the second one, I keep missing.
I'm okay with that. I got
It's
2
for the best.
hit points left.
But yeah, he's out of spells, and he's out of a lot of other stuff he can do right now. Actually, he's done, but
Dagmar's turn.
He went over by that.
oh, you can see him now.
Oh, we can see you now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool. I can see you right now.
Alright. Figure out what I'm gonna do here. What would be like the most damage I could fucking dish out?
Kill him.
Oh,
He deserves it.
After what happened with Kara, she knows that the best way to unpossess somebody is to knock them flat on their ass. So, she's gonna,
Roundhouse kick him in the head.
Not personal.
she's gonna charge him. And she's going to take her main hand attack. She's gonna do regular attacks. 15,
Miss.
a 27,
Hit.
and a 14.
Miss.
So
12.
12 plus 5, because she charged at you.
Okay.
So 17 points of damage. And then she's going to use her action surge, and she is going to drop another glass orb. And this one is also black, because I rolled black 3 fucking times in a row. And that would be 66 necrotic damage.
How much damage did she do to you?
She did
17.
17.
66 necrotic damage, but you do the con save, DC 12.
Con. Yep, 12.
Alright.
Right on the button.
Yeah. So 10, 19, so 10 or 9?
9, 10.
10.
Well, sorry, 9. Round down.
So 9 points of necrotic damage.
All right, so as you slice across with your blades, you send a spray of blood. You see trickles of it go out and then dribble into this pool of water next to you. And then you drop the orb and send out a wave of necrotic damage. Almost as the blood begins to seep into this pool, you hear and the ground begins to rumble and the water vibrates and just kind of begins to dance.
I'm gonna turn back to the others and be like, use your stones! Get out of here! And then it's me. Promise.
19.
Seraphina.
16.
Sylan.
21.
How the fuck is Dagmar first? I'm not ready for this level of responsibility. Initiative action for you.
20.
Fucking pressure. Alright, I am going to attack Sylan. I need to be unconscious so that I can drag him out of here. A 13, a 19, and a 21.
The 19 and 21 both hit.
So 19 points of damage.
19. He got 0.
Alright, you see a flash of blue, orange, and then yellow light kind of flash through his eyes and his hair and just kind of all around him. You are at full health.
Alright.
Shit! Run! And it's silence. True.
So I need advice from the DM real quick. Would the rings have him GTFO at this point?
Yes, as a matter of fact, you reach out with one hand, grasp hold of reality, and you tear asunder a hole. And on the other side, you see a forest shrouded in shadow and purplish light. And you step into the Feywild, and the hole behind you just seals up.
Cool.
Alright.
Bye.
So now we can also get the fuck out.
Well, it's Rumbly's turn.
Alright, so at this point, you see the water begin to kind of bubble up, and all of a sudden, this writhing mass of tentacles just erupts and lashes out. It doesn't look like the full creature, perhaps just one of its many hands that ends with long, slender, serpent-like tentacle fingers. In the palm of where its hand is you see this snapping beak of a mouth, ready to devour whatever it grabs. Let's see, who is within 10 feet of it?
Literally everyone.
Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you guys Sylan can witness. So 3. So one of the tentacles lashes out to grab hold at you.
Ooh.
And it will easily succeed. As the tentacles reach out and grab hold of you, you feel this pulse of necrotic energy burst through your body. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
8.
8. So you take 4, so 8 points of bludgeoning damage and 12 points of necrotic damage. Are you still conscious?
Yes.
Alright, so you, as it does that, you kind of ride free and get loose from its grip, and then the hand goes back into the water.
That's almost worse.
Who's next?
Promise? My bladder? I did take the 3 rounds that it has been since we left the main chamber to have Fifi catch up.
Okay. So what are you doing, Promise?
Getting the fuck out.
I guess I should probably use the redstone then, I guess.
Alright. So you reach into your pouch, pull out the crystal, and attempt to use it. Nothing happens.
Fuck you, Sylan.
I can't hear you.
Airing up reality.
We're down here because of him.
He got his. Alright.
So what are you doing?
After Promise, it's Seraphina.
Well, Promise, I guess,
It
you
still
can
has
move
movement.
and stuff.
Goodbye. Just somewhere there, away, out of reach.
I suggest that we start making our way back towards, so we can get the fuck out of here.
Smart.
Because that's a dead end.
Alright.
So who's next?
That one moved. Seraphina.
Seraphina is going to dash 50 feet back this way. And Fifi is following her.
Can Fifi keep up with her?
Sure.
So,
So that's-
double movement.
Retreat!
You did 25, so there's another 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ish.
Alright. Who's next?
Next, it's initiative. Promise, 4. Seraphina,
10.
Sylan, isn't there, never mind.
I'm assuming Sylan's not coming back here, right?
Tentacle Rage Beast?
The ancient old one always goes on 20.
Oh, well then, I suppose the ancient old one can go first.
Alright. It erupts in the water. No. The other pool. Seraphina, the only one within 10 feet of it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so it lashes out at you. Hitting an armor class of 24.
It's a hit.
Alright, give me a Constitution saving throw.
I'm gonna
11.
Oh. That's the wrong dice for that. 8 points of bludgeoning damage as the tendrils wrap around you. And another 14 points of necrotic damage pulses through you. Are you still conscious?
Yes.
Alright, so you wriggle free from its grasp and drop to the ground, and it sucks back down into the water. Who's next?
Seraphina.
messing with us.
Okay. So I am going to dash back this way.
Picking up her sword all the
Yep.
way.
Are you going to try and jump?
Can I jump?
Jump
You
the
can
water?
attempt to jump it.
You can certainly try.
So an athletics.
So 15.
Yeah, you make it just to the other side.
Okay. He's following me. So I still have an action, or was that my action?
Dashing is
Dashing
an action.
is your action.
Yeah. So basically you move and then dash is an action that allows you to move again. So you move twice.
Yeah.
Next is Dagmar. She is going to move. 15, 20, 25, 30. Come on, let's go! And she's going to use her action to drink a potion.
Okay.
Because dying right now is inconvenient. It's 2d4 plus 4?
2.
2 plus
4
3
plus
plus 2.
2.
Okay, so 6 and 8. That's not a 10. And that makes it Promise's turn. No fucking pressure.
I'm just gonna keep moving. 20, 25, 30. So you can use dash action to move another 30 if you want to.
Sure. Right there, I
Alright.
guess. It does not look out of range, but I'm afraid.
Alright.
It's initiative again.
Promise?
3.
Seraphina?
21.
So Seraphina goes first.
Okay. I'm going to move 25 feet, and I am going to drink one of my healing potions.
Okay.
So, what is it for the healing potion?
2d4.
2d4 plus 2.
And then it's the old one's turn.
Alright. Is anyone within 10 feet of water?
Yes, promises right now.
Just promise?
Yeah.
Alright, so it pops up in the water. Out of the water, this massive hand reaches out and lashes out at Promise. 17 hit you?
Yeah. Just barely though.
Just barely. Alright. 8 points of bludgeoning damage and a Constitution saving throw, please.
17.
Alright, so you take half. So 15, round down. So 7 points of necrotic damage.
Promises that.
Past.
Are you at 0?
Yes.
Yep.
Alright, so the tentacles wrap around you and Promise vanishes, swallowed up into the snapping maw. No! As it disappears back down into the water. Who's next?
No one saw this.
No,
It's Dagmar.
she's just gone.
No, it's the player knowledge versus character knowledge here, because
Yeah.
the old one just ate our fucking Hearthstone.
Right.
Surprise!
You have freed me from my prison.
Basically, right? Thank you for the easy
And
out.
John's like, damn it, I have to make a new world now. You broke the world!
Not
Wouldn't be the
actually the
first
first time.
So who's next?
It's my turn. Dagmar's turn.
There's this much there now.
A little bit. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Seraphina! Promise!
Can I hear her?
Yeah.
I'm up here.
Yeah, you can still hear echoes.
I'm this way, come on!
Okay.
Are you dashing?
I want to, but I know that Promise was between the two of us.
I
So-
went first.
Is there any evidence of the
No.
snapping? There's nothing? Okay. I'll assume that Promise dashed ahead then. So I will 10, 15, 20, Well, shit, hang on.
Yeah.
Alright. Shit! 20. Okay.
Who is next?
Promise. Is there anything to do?
Good.
Give me a death save.
Oh, fuck.
Huh?
That's
So roll a
it.
d20 and get higher than a 10.
Okay. I'm gonna
Ooh.
5.
One fail.
So that's one fail.
Now, is this because Promise is actively being digested? Because Promise also has a periaptic wound closure.
Yes.
Okay.
It's not gonna help.
Actively being digested. It's initiative. Ooh, nice.
Oh, go and roll it anyway.
Hmm?
Go and roll it anyway.
9, 6. No.
For initiative? Yeah.
Seraphina?
5.
7, 6, 5, 20.
There's no one within 10 feet of a pool.
Well, I'm within 10 feet, but it doesn't have line of sight.
It's right in front of
She's
you.
pretty sure she's hidden.
Alright, so. And it pops up near you. Yeah. And tentacles snake around the corner to try to grasp at you. It will have disadvantage.
Fair enough.
6 plus 12. 18.
18 still ahead.
4 points of bludgeoning damage. Constitution saving throw.
Because there's still the necrotic to come. Oof.
12.
Technically a pass. It's a save of 12. So 2, 11, 11 divided by 2, so 5 points of necrotic damage.
I got 1 hit point.
You wriggle free as the hand disappears back below the surface of the water.
Further back next time.
I guess. Fucking A. Where's the PHP?
Oh, you got it.
And that. My turn. I'll be quick.
It's your turn now. Is that right?
Ugh. 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Okay. Fuck! She's gonna risk it. She's gonna jump over the pool.
Alright.
And just hope that it's not looking. She doesn't
Roll
seem
your
to have,
athletics check.
she doesn't seem to have eyes yet, so. 15. 11.
Okay.
20, 25, 30, 35, 40. 9.
Nope, you landed just on the edge of the water. So you will lose 5 feet of movement.
So, oh fuck, where was I? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. She turns with her swords towards the water because she's going down swinging if she's going down. And
Dagmar, you made it.
promised her.
Death save.
19.
Alright, so at this point, you see the hand pop up out of the water and this like slime covered body kind of slumps out onto the ground, barely moving. You have 1 hit point, and
Right.
you're just stinging from all of this digestive like
Juices.
juices all over your body.
Where did Promise get flung out at?
Right there.
Right.
At the, basically, yeah.
Yeah.
So you have, you can spend half your movement to stand up and still move 15 feet.
Yeah. And then you can use your action to dash if you need to.
Yes. Seraphina.
You can probably dash further into the tunnel.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should dash.
And you should.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
should dash.
So you get another 30 movement.
Up to 30.
Just don't get too close to the
Okay,
water
yeah.
on the other side.
Not gonna dash the full length.
At this point, your character should be well and truly nervous of water.
We all should.
She's hydrophobic now.
Who's next?
Sudden shift.
Did Seraphina go?
Seraphina's a 5. I'm so sorry. You're last.
I'm going to dash. I can do that. I can get to right here. First few
Alright, so now it's initiative.
Alright, promise?
2. Fitting.
Seraphina.
23.
Silent?
Not
Is
here.
God damn it.
Asking out.
Okay. Nope.
You.
So Dagmar and Seraphina are simultaneously.
Okay, well, I'm gonna get the fuck out. But I'm not gonna dash, I'm just gonna.
Just gonna move.
Alright.
Okay. So Dagmar and Seraphina were simul. So Dagmar is going to run past 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Can't quite make it out of the way.
So stay in the tunnel and then make it next
So
turn.
yeah, I'm gonna move up to.
About right here.
Yeah, I'm gonna clap Promise on the shoulder and be like, "Good thing you made it out."
I'll die from that clap.
Gentle clap, gentle clap. Don't stop near the water. We've got to keep running. And I will use that to rally my ally and heal him for 7 hit points. And now it
It's the
is
tentacle
a monster turn.
Alright. Is anything within 10 feet of the water?
No.
No.
Alright. You hear a loud roar, and all of a sudden you also hear varying whispers. Everybody make a wisdom saving throw.
15.
Pass.
9.
Pass. Fail. Alright. So, everybody takes psychic damage.
I'm dead.
Well, you don't know.
You take 10 points of psychic damage. Everybody else takes 5 points of psychic damage.
Good thing you heal Promise. Oh, you're down.
I only have 1 hit point. Alright.
I'm down to 3.
So that was Angry Mob Monster. It's Promise's turn.
Okay, so that's 10, 15, 20, and then dash. Okay, I can make it, right?
It's like, fuck Dagmar. Get the fuck out of here.
Dagmar was behind Promise. It's not like they probably didn't notice.
I was busy.
It's initiative.
Alright.
Promise?
20. No, wait. 19. 9.
Which one is it?
9.
9, okay. Seraphina?
5.
Okay. Tentacle Monster goes first.
Alright. Anybody within reach?
Technically, Promise is around the corner like Dagmar was on the other
Alright,
side.
so pops up and tries to grab Promise. Will have disadvantage. Doesn't matter. There's some good rolls. Constitution saving throw. Or sorry, yeah, Constitution saving throw.
Okay, 21.
Alright, good. So you will take half the necrotic damage. You take 3 points of bludgeoning damage,
Drops into 0.
Yeah, and then.
and you get swallowed again.
Now, your life and death saves that you had from earlier, you can erase
There.
those because you start fresh this time.
Yeah.
Just don't roll one. Dagmar's turn. So the periapt puts me at 0.
Yeah.
Okay, 14, so I've got 1 life save.
Well, no, puts
You
you at
don't-
0, you don't roll death saves, but
Oh,
you're
yeah.
not stabilized.
I'm still rolling to hope that I get a 20 so that I can get
But
my hit
when you're
points.
stabilized, then you don't, there's no
Yeah, you
rolls.
don't get to roll when you're stabilized. So you're just back there.
Okay. After Dagmar, it is Promise.
Alright, promise.
Roll
Roll
it.
that save.
15.
18.
18. Alright. So once again,
Oh,
the
no.
hand erupts from the water and this partially digested tiefling out onto the ground. You're at 1 hit point.
She's so pissed.
Seraphina.
Okay. Seraphina is going to cast 2 cure wounds on herself because she's down to nothing.
So 2 charges or...
2 charges.
Okay, so you can't cast them as separate spells because you only get 1 action.
Yeah.
Okay, so just. I'll
So it's
just do
2d8 plus your charisma modifier.
Yeah,
So
2d8 plus.
So you still have movement.
Yeah. I'm just running. Sorry, guys. She's
Take
terrifying.
Fifi with you.
Well, yeah.
You move the corpses after that.
Or
25.
25. Yeah.
Yep.
And I would like to say that Fifi is just happily trotting along.
Where are we
She doesn't know- Where are we going?
She doesn't have any delicious flesh, this monster.
After Seraphina's right. It's initiative.
Alright.
Promise.
12.
Seraphina.
14.
Olga.
20. Always 20.
Always 20.
You already said that. I don't remember. It's the old one's turn.
So the only one next to it is the tiefling is spat out.
It's okay. Different effect at this point. Alright, so you see that the ground around you begins to shake. The stonework on the floor begins to splinter. And all of a sudden, from the center of the room, the tentacled creature erupts from the ground. Through the stone floor, you see this pool of water kind of swirling around it. And it lashes out at you. 24? Constitution saving throw.
17.
Alright, pass. 5 points of bludgeoning damage. And 7 points of necrotic damage.
Still up. Does it disappear after that?
No, it's still writhing around right there.
Okay.
Dagmar's turn, but she can't do anything, so Seraphina.
What turn is it?
I mean, since what?
Since the creature.
One long side. It's been here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the 7th round since I first pissed it off.
Okay.
I'm going to dash.
Alright. It will take 1 attack of opportunity against you. Hit you. Does not apply any psychic damage on its attack opportunity, but you will take the bludgeoning damage in a grand total of 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
I'm down.
You're down.
I only had 5.
And it's vulture.
What about
To the club.
Fifi? Fifi's
Fifi
not
is
sure
just
what
kind
just
of-
happened.
Yeah, she's like has no idea where you went.
Okay, good. I don't want her to be traumatized.
Her forward momentum would probably actually carry her the rest of the boot camp, because that's how science works.
Sure.
Unless
Especially
it
with
stopped
our
once
cute, undead
the.
friends.
Who's next?
Right, so after Seraphina, it's Promise's turn.
Alright, promise.
So you have half your movement to get back up. So you have 3 squares of regular movement. I'm assuming you're gonna. So you can get to here. Now you see a giant tentacle. That's holding Seraphina. Good.
Not again.
You want to go well around it.
Alright. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
That is still the holes in the wall.
Not here.
Okay.
There weren't any here that we saw.
Okay.
How are you gonna get out? Sorry, I'm just thinking ahead. Initiative.
Probably all gonna get eaten pretty.
Yeah.
I don't know why I keep rolling initiative. I'm not. Anyway.
Something might
Thomas.
happen.
Seraphina.
13.
Old one.
20.
Thank you. Old one goes first.
Alright, so since it has you, it goes back into the nether, basically. Who's next?
Promise.
You keep going around it. Catch up with Fifi.
You can get there.
Seraphina.
That's
Get
it.
save?
Get a 20.
7.
A failure.
7. Oh,
I thought
so
that was a
that's
one.
one fail.
Initiative. Well, Dagmar. Initiative. Okay. Anyway. Promise.
4.
Seraphina.
8.
And the bad guy goes first.
Alright. It pops up
Chomping.
in the far chamber over there.
This one?
Yeah.
Just anywhere?
It's gonna pop up right here.
Okay.
He can see me. He can sense me. He wants to eat.
It does.
And it's Dagmar's turn. She kind of flops around, snores a little bit. And Seraphina's turn.
Death saving throw. Another failure.
Oh no! Alright.
I'm having flashbacks.
Who's next?
Promise.
Alright, promise. What are you
Stay
doing?
right where I am.
Oh, you're not gonna go to the door?
I'm okay waiting here for a little bit longer.
We're
Alright.
dead friends.
You can kind of see it a little bit.
Initiative. Promise.
17.
Seraphina.
23.
So Seraphina goes forward.
Yep,
Don't
so-
die! Don't die! Give her advantage.
Natural 1.
Oh!
Okay, I have a question.
Sweet little potato.
I'm lucky.
Ooh.
So when I roll
Alright,
a
you roll a 1.
for
Roll again.
attack, ability, or saving, okay.
13. It's caught. Yeah, it's 13. 13.
Alright, so it spits you out. You have 1 hit point.
That spits her out right here.
Yeah, basically right there.
Jesus Christ, that was terrifying.
But now it's its turn.
Is
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the saving throw happens at the end of Seraphina's turn.
Crawl.
Let's see.
God damn it, haven't I already been in this room?
It doesn't actually get you. You rolled a 1. That's attack roll. So it flops around you.
Crit fail.
Because of all its digestive juices already on you, it can't quite get that suctiony grip. It's hot. Anyway, promise.
Stay right
She
there.
relaxes.
I don't have anything that would heal me, so I'm just gonna
Actually, you do. As a fighter, you should have your.
Second
Right,
wind.
second wind. Okay.
Yeah.
And you should have potions. We each got 2 potions.
I didn't write this down.
Fool! Always write down potions!
Fair enough. Okay. So it's 1d10. The fighter plus the fighter level. So whatever it is.
Oh.
7.
Okay. After Promise, it's Dagmar. Dagmar lays there, she's pretty. And then it's initiative.
Alright.
Promise.
8.
Seraphina.
20.
Alright, Seraphina ties with the old one. Fucking scatter.
Ties go first.
All right. So you can stand up.
And that was my action, right?
No, it's half your movement to stand
Half
up.
of my movement.
Now you can use your action to disengage so that it doesn't get an attack.
And you'd be able to move 15 feet away, which is, as far as we know, is 5 feet out of its range.
Yeah. And it still allows you, it still leaves you with a bonus action if you have one.
Oh, you can move one more. You shorted yourself a point.
Did I?
Yeah.
Alright.
But yeah, you have a.
I have a bonus action, so I'm gonna turn and I'm going to shoot my crossbow at that bastard.
Crossbow is not a bonus action.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Rapier is. Alright. So I'm gonna slash at it.
You gonna send your rapier over there?
Alright.
You don't have any bonus action healing, do you?
No, I don't.
You
Alright.
don't have healing word.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm done. My turn's done.
You're not gonna slide. It's probably not worth it, honestly.
So it's back down into the depths.
This is what, turn 9 since we awakened? No, it's more than that now.
8, 9, 10. It's 10, 11.
Alright.
Dagmar just lays there. Promise his turn.
I'm gonna keep staying there.
Okay. Initiative. Promise.
10.
Seraphina.
14.
And old one. 20. So the old one goes first.
I turn 12, right?
Pops up right here.
Huh?
That was close.
It's
That was
angry.
intense.
It's really pissed off, guys.
It
Got me twice. And where does it want?
To keep you.
Yeah.
It can have a little taste, not the full meal.
So if Dagmar is down, can I cast Cure Wounds on her?
Yeah.
If she's down? Okay, that's what I'm gonna do then.
Fuck yes, thank you.
How many charges are left on that one?
I don't know how many. I think she's used 4.
2 left.
I have 2 left.
How many charges are you using?
I'm going to use echoey. Can I use more than?
Yeah, you can
You
use,
can use
2.
it to 0,
Okay.
but it's just, if you completely drain it, there's a chance that it doesn't recharge and
So
it
I'm only
dies.
gonna use 1.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, that's smart.
So D8 plus 4.
So 11.
Not bad.
Just one off max, right?
I was like, no, I'm
Go
really...
off max of
Oh,
the
okay.
healing roll. Not your max health.
So who's next?
Promise.
What's I'm gonna do? I'm
Promise
actually gonna
again.
call people. Comfort.
Dagmar's turn. She's gonna sit up. Fucking hell. Try your Hearthstone again. Try your Hearthstone again.
Let me try yours. It's not Seraphina's turn.
Yeah, she can't.
That's
do
what
anything.
that's what Dagmar does. for her
And she
turn.
just says it.
Yeah. She's gonna work on getting up off of her ass, but that's what she wants.
Dagmar, that thing swallowed me.
That's gross.
It was very slimy.
But you got out. She tried to high five you.
Yes.
It's a lot of slime. It's initiative.
Alright.
Promise.
10.
Seraphina.
5.
Nice. That guy.
Thank you.
This is turn 13.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so it goes back down into the depths.
Right, it's
And that
Dagmar's turn,
makes
if
it
it doesn't do
Dagmar's
anything
turn.
else.
Alright. Five, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. I want to get over there, but I want to do it with the most amount of action. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. So that's what I want to do. But I also want to scoop up my potato friend and carry her with
Then
me.
you can only move half
Yeah,
distance.
there's an action to basically pick them up. Or like, then you move.
I already used my action surge. Okay. So, go back to where I was at then. Alright. You want to run on your own? Or you want to ride piggyback?
I can run on my own.
Okay.
Because she can move further on her own, then you can carry her. Because you can only carry her half the distance. You're at half speed when you move with her.
Really?
Yeah.
She's small.
It doesn't matter. She is another person.
I guess.
I
Okay.
have potato.
So are you gonna dash and do your initiative?
Which just puts you both in danger. It's a terrible idea.
So yeah, I will dash then to where I was at.
There's definitely plenty of times where in helping, it has not actually helped.
Yeah.
Alright. See you on the other side. Let's go. She
Okay.
runs. And that's Dagmar. And now it is Promise's turn.
We'll just stay there.
Okay, then it's Seraphina's turn.
I think you probably can actually kind of see Dagmar now.
Yeah.
Vaguely.
Or vaguely, you can see a silhouette of somebody over there.
You hope it's not Sylan, and you know it's not Seraphina, because she's short.
Okay. I can't. I'm not going to go any further because I don't want to be that close to the water.
Okay.
Do you have any other spells or skills that are help you out in doing this kind of thing? No.
Alright.
You know what
Initiative.
does help though? Not being betrayed.
You hear it's on that side. It's initiative.
Did you roll it?
Oh, I'm scared. Promise.
4.
Seraphina.
24.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Okay, Seraphina's first.
Okay.
I'll run the beast. I'm going to try my best.
I want to get eaten!
So shitty thing is like, because of initiative, like, if you'd known you were gonna go first,
If you just dashed her.
Made it.
Yeah.
but you don't know.
Yeah, because you could have ran their last turn and then had plenty of movement to at least get away from the water.
Right after Seraphina, it's the old one.
Nothing happens.
That's worse. Seeing that Seraphina is safely behind her, she is going to skirt the walls of this because there is suddenly a large thing of water there,
So
right
that
in
is
the
the-
middle.
Mhm.
Yeah.
She's gonna like stage whisper to Promise. Try your Hearthstone again! Try it! And then it's Promise's turn.
I'm gonna try my Hearthstone again,
Doesn't work.
naturally.
Doesn't work. Shit! Initiative.
Okay.
Promise.
7.
Seraphina.
11.
And the old one. Who's on 20?
It's
So Dagmar is first. She is going to make her way over, well, yeah, I guess run over to the door. Okay, this is like an arm thing, right? She's mostly kind of just talking to herself.
Yeah. Well, and Promise. Promise is there.
I'm traumatized.
Fifi will come up and bend you.
Okay. So, that's my. Actually, just to be on the safe side, she's gonna drink a potion.
Okay.
6, 8. So that. Old one,
Nothing happened.
Seraphina.
I'm going to drink my last potion before I start to run. So, how many?
2d4 plus 2.
2d4. So, 8. Did you move me?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Because since you use your action to drink your potion, you can only move your normal speed.
They don't recommend that you drink and run.
Can do what I want.
Promise.
I'm gonna go kind of shamble up to where you are and like kind of help you like look around for the holes and stuff.
There's a hole roughly this big around on either side of the door.
Okay. After making sure that her ring is on the hand that she is not sticking into the hole, Dagmar will place her hand over the hole and be prepared to punch in once she sees that Seraphina's up close with them.
Okay.
And that's an initiative, right? Cuckoo. Promise,
3.
Seraphina,
14.
and the old one goes first.
Nothing happens.
I don't like this. Seraphina's turn. Dagmar.
What are you doing, Dagmar?
Kind of antsy, but she's holding her action. She's like, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, let's go.
We're all waiting on the little one.
Yeah.
There's part of me that wants to give it, like, say something, but I'm not there.
Promise.
I'm waiting to.
So,
Alright.
it's initiative. Promise?
2.
Alright. Seraphina?
15.
And the old one is on 20. And Dagmar is on 23. So it's a
Holding your action.
holding your action. Old one. Seraphina.
Hey guys, I'm here.
Okay. Promise.
I investigate the hole a little more.
Okay. Roll an investigation check.
Okay.
22.
Natural 20.
Nice. You kind of peer around it and you don't see anything particularly special about it, so you kind of slowly reach in and feel around, and you find inside there is a sphere.
Okay, I feel like the top of the.
You feel across the sphere and you feel one nub in the very, very center of it. And then two nubs on the right side of it.
Dagmar, what's in your hole?
Raises herself and
Push it in.
slowly reaches in and follows the directions that she was given by the Sylan before he went dark side.
Alright, so you feel around on it, and in the very, very center of it, you feel 3 nubs. And then on the left side of it, you feel 4 nubs.
Okay, I don't like that.
Does that mean there's another hole?
Well, somewhere you got 1, 2, 3, 4. You've got 1, 2 on one side and 3, 4 on the other.
Okay, and we're supposed to line them up. Right? Can I make an intelligence check to say if I remember how Sylan explained it to us?
Sure.
Seraphina, wish me luck.
Good luck!
Okay.
Also, remember I can't help you because I'm too short.
Alright, that's not bad. That's not bad. 15.
You
that
remember
mean
that the
intelligence?
nubs,
Sorry.
you remember that the nubs denote the number of nubs denotes the order in which the other spheres were activated.
Okay, so in this instance, 1, 2 would get pressed first, and then I would press 3, 4. Yes.
Sort of. This is not the same as the other spheres were.
Cool.
On the other spheres, each sphere only had one number. In this particular case, each sphere has 2 numbers. But you have a number on the front part of the sphere, and then a number on one side of the sphere.
Okay. I'm going to slowly retract my hand.
Okay.
Same here.
Okay.
It's not my turn, but
Are we still on initiative order? Okay. Alright. We need to think about this. This one's different than the one outside. In that this one has... Get over here.
She was staring at the wall.
This one has a 1, 2, and the other one has a 3, 4. But the 1 is on the sphere, and the 2 is on the side of the sphere. Right? And the 3 is on the sphere, and the 4 is on the side of the sphere. How did we get out of here last time?
It didn't close.
You didn't close.
Oh. Okay. I
Maybe it's in reverse.
4, 3, 2, 1.
I need your other arm to take one for the team here.
Hey, go ask your asshole door if it knows. Be nice. Go on, go. There's a tentacle monster, come
I
on.
approach the demon door
Alright.
and say an infernal, hey, do you know how to get out of this dungeon?
Of course I know how to get out.
Would you mind telling me, please? I'll come back in that door if you do.
Oh. You have a deal. Each knob must be moved in a particular order.
All?
Yes.
Thank you. I will come back here as soon as we open this door.
Now, the orbs can be pulled or turned.
Pop it.
The order in which it must be pulled or turned is denoted by the numbers on the sphere.
What's it say?
It says the numbers have to do something with the order.
We already knew that.
You can hold them or twist them, but I don't know anything about the order in which they're supposed to go.
Can you
That has to
bop
do with
them?
numbers.
So just ask it. Yeah.
Bop them.
Is it a pull once, turn twice? Pull 3 times,
That's good.
turn 4
Would
times?
you perhaps know the combination I have to use?
Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4.
And is it bopping it or twisting it?
She doesn't say anything.
Okay, I'll come back to the holes.
So we're pulling once and turning twice?
I don't know. It didn't tell me.
Pull once, turn twice. You can't pull something 3 times though. So maybe you pull, push, pull. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Or maybe it's not how many times you push or pull it, but just the order. So the third one you pull it, and then you turn.
Is it a pull or a push? Because I remember outside there were nubs.
It's a pull.
It's a pull. Do you have any torches?
Yes.
Alright.
I
It's
do.
not that magical darkness.
Huh?
Oh, you're gonna push it with the torch. Okay. I'm done.
No, no.
There's a push.
We just needed to cauterize the wound if I lose another fucking arm.
Okay.
Alright.
Oh wait, I don't have any torches. I have candles.
I'm gonna get in my pack and I'm gonna pull out a torch. And I'm gonna hand it to Seraphina. So that she can light it and then make the fire ring.
I do have a tinder box.
Alright, so you light a torch.
I light the torch.
I reach my hand into the hole.
Okay.
Alright. You're gonna pull and then turn. And then I'm gonna pull and then turn. That's what we're gonna do.
Okay.
I'm
We're gonna
lighting
do
the
it with
torch.
confidence.
What am I doing?
You're going to. You are
Cauterize
gonna
those
cheer us on.
Oh, I'm cauterizing wounds.
You're cauterizing wounds.
Got it.
And, you know, work that magic voodoo that you've got so that if anything does happen, we're less likely to die.
Okay.
Okay. Let me know when you do it.
I'll reach in with my non-dominant hand, which is my left one.
Okay.
Grab the sphere, pull it.
Alright, so you pull it towards you. Do you turn it towards the left or the right?
Towards the right.
Okay. As you pull it forward and you turn it to the right, you feel the metal bands clamp down around your arm. And then the tiny little bladed teeth kind of very lightly touching your arm.
Okay. You did it?
Yes.
Okay. I pull.
What the?
Okay, you pull.
And then I
No, I need to
turn it.
Left or right?
think very carefully.
Which way did you turn yours?
I turn mine to the right. Turn yours
This
to.
is yours, and that's hers.
But it was towards the door.
Okay, so turn yours to the left.
And I turn to the left.
You hear a loud and the door swings open. Your arm is released.
Okay, let's go.
Dagmar kind of
Bye,
adjusts her
door.
britches a little bit, and then she runs out.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay. 4.
So 2 and 2.
Oh. Okay.
No, not okay. What?
Alright. So as you do that, the door swings open and you guys celebrate. All of a sudden, from the hole in the ground, the arm reaches up and shoots forward.
Cool.
This long, ropey tentacle, and it grabs hold of you.
Run!
On it.
And it, 2 groups of the tentacles just kind of wrap around you. And 2 Constitution saving throws, please.
Oof. Alright, so a 20 total and a 10 total.
So you pass 1, fail 1. You take 11 points of bludgeoning damage. Seven points of necrotic damage for the one that you saved against. And then Another 12 points of necrotic damage for the one that you failed.
She's fucking down. These two.
It's like slurps her into the hand, and it slides back down into the hole.
Neat.
So are you guys running out?
Yeah.
As you run out,
Just two
the
hours
door is
to
like,
do with that. You have 2 arms, you'll be fine.
I'm too short to push buttons.
Well, there's also 3 of them.
Yeah. She's gonna start pounding on the door, screaming for Dagmar, crying. She's very upset.
I am being digested.
Yeah, both tentacles hit you. They could have been one on 2 different people.
yeah.
Alright. Do I get death saving throws?
Even if you failed, you're trapped in there forever. Or until another adventuring group would come through.
I have a friend here.
Yeah. He would either convert you or eat you.
Had a friend.
So you like transform into one of them because I'm pretty sure there were people at one point.
I want to make the throws. I want to see if I can make it out of them all.
Alright. First one.
Fail.
Fail.
Natural 20.
Alright, so you get spit back out with 1 hit point.
Make my way into the hallway here, towards the dude, but not into his area yet though. I
Okay,
have
give
one
me a
hit point.
perception check.
12.
You hear a lot of chattering in there.
Okay.
Bye.
All right.
Definitely more than 1.
More than one.
Yeah, because there was probably more in this pool that we didn't interact with at all.
Okay. All right. That's where we're at.
You're not gonna like don't want to see Dagmar get torn to shreds and eaten by.
No, I just want to call it here so that I can think harder about my options.
Okay. Now that you guys are out, you're standing outside this doorway.
I'm going to attempt to use my Hearthstone.
It works.
I'm going to attempt to use my heartstone too.
It also works.
Hi.
And you guys are now back up on the beach. But I do need you both to give me wisdom saving throws.
13.
Okay. What'd you get?
16.
Alright, so you pass. You have terrible nightmares for a couple of weeks after this. Being attacked and digested, and the strange whisperings and the insanity of everything that took place kind of lingers with you for a while.
She's traumatized.
You, on the other hand, gain a boon, a slight insanity, as part of your mind snaps. Unable to cope with the events that took place down there.
She's just a little potato.
Fifi looks like she has skin now.
You're gonna be such good friends with Tess.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what, in game terms, does the insanity have on?
She can't maintain any concentration spells. And that's pretty much it. And you have disadvantage on all wisdom saving throws.
You're gonna need to go see
I get everyone here a therapist.
Your brain, you just can't focus long enough to maintain concentration spells. And your brain is just susceptible now to interference.
I'm gonna have to go into a home for potatoes.
Oh, theater dog.
Would you say that your brain is fried?
No, just baked.
Oh.
All right, XP.
I'm pretty sure Sylan has gone into like big bad.
Yeah,
Right
Sylan is now gone. This was inevitable. I
Mhm.
expected it to last one more ring, but I'm actually kind of not surprised in a way.
Yeah. I was rolling fire all night and then
And then, yeah.
The real boss fight was the friends we made along the way.
I lost my friends.
You have me.
well, you can see more friends.
I
all
barely
around.
know.
He's a half-drowned stranger.
Who are you?
Fifi! Fifi's the only one I talk